Okay, Broncos country, looks like we are live, but you guys know the drill by now. We gotta let the stream breathe for just a second here and make sure that everything is nice and stable all across the YouTube platform. Welcome in, Broncos country, to this Denver Broncos Syndicate live stream, not of your Denver Broncos, but of the Pittsburgh Steelers, currently sitting at 5-3, taking on the Los Angeles Chargers, who are sitting at 6-3. What's going on here is that the Denver Broncos have a 1.5 game lead in the AFC West. If the Chargers win this game, it'll be just a 1 game lead. If they lose this game, it'll become a 2 game lead for the Denver Broncos in the AFC West. This game has heavy playoff implications for the Denver Broncos, which is why I decided to go ahead and stream this one on this sort of mini bye-week Sunday here for the Denver Broncos. Let's go ahead and start saying hi to some people. We've got Maverick saying, Gage streaming a non-Broncos game on Syndicate. Is this real life? Yes, Maverick, this is real life. Just as Bronco fan points out, this is a very important game for us. Julian in the house saying, interesting, Gage doing a non-Broncos game. I'll take it. If it's got implications for the Broncos, then I feel the necessity to stream it if possible. So I decided to go ahead and do that today. We need the Chargers to lose. Even if we stink it up against the Chiefs, we have some breathing room. Exactly. This is almost like an insurance policy, if you will, for the Denver Broncos. We got Devin in the house. Good to see you, Devin. We got Robert Pena, one of our resident Raiders fans. Good to see you, Robert. We got Ryan saying, Gage, how's it going? Good, Ryan. Hope you are doing well. Crumble asked why I'm streaming this game, because this has heavy implications for the Broncos in terms of playoffs. They can extend their lead in the AFC West to 2 games if the Los Angeles Chargers lose this one. So we are going to be rooting for the Pittsburgh Steelers as Broncos country today. We got Justin in the house. Good to see you, Justin. Hope you are doing well. Let's go ahead and take care of some housekeeping matters, guys. If you could just do me a big favor and smash the like button on the stream, as well as subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. Those are free and easy ways to show your support. It helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country, just like you and me. Additionally, if you guys want to go above and beyond in supporting the channel, please consider becoming a channel member today. I would really appreciate it. Not mandatory whatsoever, but if you guys want some extra perks and incentives in exchange for helping me out and helping the channel grow, I would really appreciate it. The link is in the description below. Crumble says, I think the Steelers should win this one with ease, honestly. The Steelers' D-line will feast on the Chargers. I do agree, but there's been other aspects of the Steelers' defense that have been a bit concerning. Linebackers, secondary, they've had a lot of missed tackles. They give up a lot of big runs. So I do worry a little bit about this matchup for the Pittsburgh Steelers on defense. Tonight, we all wave terrible towels. Damn straight. So this one is going to be a really fun game on prime time. We will be here in a couple of weeks doing the Denver Broncos versus the Washington Commanders. That's going to be on November 30th. So I believe, yeah, that's going to be the next Denver Broncos stream that we're going to do here on Broncos Syndicate. So I kind of figured might as well do this one and kind of fill in the gap here, because we're not going to do very many streams here in the month of November. The next game is a home game a week from today against the Kansas City Chiefs. That one also has very heavy implications in terms of the lead of the AFC West. Kansas City, they're still around, man. They're breathing down Denver's neck a little bit. This game will give Denver a little bit of breathing room, again, if the Chargers lose. That way they can maintain the 2-game lead in the AFC West. For the Denver Broncos, obviously, we're hoping that they can play a lot better football against Kansas City than they have in these past few weeks, because Kansas City is no joke. We're going to be breaking that down all throughout the week. Just like Maverick says, biggest game of the season next week. Absolutely. Kenneth says, let's go terrible towel. Crumbles says, Commanders look terrible. Thought that Commanders game would be great before the season, but it's looking like an easy win for us. There's no such thing as an easy win in the NFL, especially given the fact that the Denver Broncos have been playing down to their competition recently. So Denver's going to still have to go into that game, play disciplined, sound, fundamental football for all 4 quarters if they are going to want to come away with the dub. We are just about 5 minutes away from kickoff, I want to say. Here we are from SoFi Stadium. Looks like they're just doing all of the pregame festivities and all that stuff. We've got 9 people in the house right now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again for this very impromptu stream here on Denver Broncos Syndicate. Looks like Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers are getting ready to take the field right now. While we pass the time, guys, if you have any questions about the Denver Broncos, please go ahead and ask them in the chat below. Where's your terrible towel? I actually do have a towel. Hold on. It's not a terrible towel, but it's a Denver Broncos training camp towel. So we'll go ahead and how do they do it? I don't know how the freaking Steelers wave that towel. Plus, this closet's too small, but we'll go ahead and wave the Denver Broncos terrible towel there for the Pittsburgh Steelers today. Go Denver Broncos. Get the better for them. Get better for them Chiefs. I know we'll do good. I hope so. I really do. They're going to have to really strip things down to basics a little bit and try to hone in on Bo Nix's footwork during this mini bye. I hate urinating tree and the Steelers, but I guess we need some distance on those bolts. Absolutely. This is strictly a Denver Broncos rooting interest today. SoFi is probably blacked out with Steelers fans because they travel really well, and obviously Chargers fans don't exist. Yeah, I agree. I fully expect the Chargers to have to go silent count at home in this one, like they usually have to do against the Broncos as well. The terrible towel does travel extraordinarily well. When they come here to Denver, it's usually 25%, if not more, of Steelers fans in the stadium. So I could only imagine it's even more than that at SoFi because I know there's a really good fan base of Steelers fans down there in Southern California. I mean, all over the world, quite frankly. All right, guys, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Make sure that my Twitter account is up here. As far as this Chargers team is concerned, obviously, they have been just completely rattled with injuries for these last few weeks. Omarion Hampton's down. Both of their starting tackles are now out for the season. Last week, Joe Alt, their right tackle, had to move to left tackle after their original left tackle went down with a season-ending injury. Alt went down now, and he is out for the season. So both Rashawn Slater, Joe Alt, they're down for the Chargers. They've got about as big of a center problem as the Denver Broncos do, quite frankly. So that doesn't bode well for how Jim Harbaugh likes to play football. They like to be a downhill, physical, rushing football team. All right, guys, looks like we are about to get into it here. Definitely cannot bring in the Carrie Underwood. That would get copyright claimed in a second. But they're getting ready to do all the pregame festivities here for Sunday Night Football. Really looking forward to the Broncos and Commanders being on Sunday Night Football. I was kind of wondering if that game was going to end up getting flexed, but I was looking at the schedule. There aren't really any good flex candidates to put into Sunday Night Football. So kind of by that reason alone, it looks like the Denver Broncos are going to stay on Sunday Night Football in Week 13 against the Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels might actually be back for that game as well. The Commanders have a bye week in Week 12, the same week as the Denver Broncos bye week. So we'll see if Jaden Daniels is back for that one or if it's still going to be Marcus Mariota for the Washington Commanders. Yeah, the afternoon games were not very good. I mean, all three of them were essentially blowouts. The morning slate was pretty decent, but yeah, I mean, obviously things haven't really gone the way that the Denver Broncos have wanted them to go today. We were rooting for the Atlanta Falcons this morning. That way the Denver Broncos could hold on to the number 1 seed. That didn't happen. So Indianapolis Colts, they are still the number 1 seed in the AFC right now. And then obviously we were rooting for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to take down the New England Patriots. That didn't happen as well. So yeah, we're hoping to not have to go 0 for 3 on the day here as I'm going to try to refocus my camera. There we go. So, yeah, hopefully the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers can come through, or as Justin says here, Aaron Roberts. 1 p.m. slate was fire. Yeah, it was. Even the Germany game was pretty damn good. I only caught like the last 10 minutes of the Germany game. I woke up a little bit late this morning. How about them Dolphins? Yeah, seriously, man. The Buffalo Bills, they always seem to struggle down in Miami for some reason, especially when it's a day game. They don't handle the heat or the humidity well. All right, we got Justin Herbert and the Chargers, Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. We are getting set to go. Sunday Night Football, Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, Steelers, they played really well last week against the Indianapolis Colts. They got some of their defensive issues seemingly figured out. But prior to that, they have really struggled on the defensive side of the ball. Aaron Rodgers and the offense have actually been playing pretty well for the Steelers, I would say. A lot of people were expecting Aaron Rodgers to not be very good here in Pittsburgh. No, Aaron Rodgers has actually been really, really good, which I told people Aaron Rodgers wasn't washed and they didn't want to listen. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers, he's been really good. It's been the Steelers' defense and their linebacker play, their secondary. They got a lot of missed tackles, really bad communication on that side of the ball as well. So, yeah, this is going to be a really interesting football game with two teams that have weaknesses that match up against each other pretty well. Bills' defense is an issue and has seriously regressed. I was saying that about them before the season. Yeah, I'm with you, man. And I don't know if this continues, if Sean McDermott is going to continue to have a job. I mean, he's a defensive-minded head coach, and more often than not, the downfall of the Buffalo Bills has been they've had amazing games by Josh Allen in the playoffs, but the defense has crapped the bed. So, yeah, I do wonder deep down. Doing a moment of silence here for Marshawn Kneeland, Dallas Cowboys defensive end, who passed away, unfortunately, on Thursday. Very tragic situation.
Cowboys defensive end Marshawn Kneeland, who tragically passed away on Thursday morning. We offer our thoughts and prayers to his girlfriend Catalina and his entire family, friends, and teammates. Please stand and join in a moment of silence as we remember his life. If you or someone you know is struggling or needs emotional support, please call or text 988. The Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is available 24/7 to help.
Okay. All right, we are just a couple minutes out from getting this game going. Maverick says the Bills always put up a stinker once a year. Yep, in 2023, it was against the Denver Broncos, funny enough. Eagles versus Packers tomorrow will be fun. Yeah, that one should be a really good one. A key matchup in the NFC. This one is a key matchup in the AFC. Yeah, really was. Very, very tragic situation down there. Yeah, the Panthers are a very confusing team. Obviously, they've beat some good teams and lost to some really bad teams. You don't know which Panthers team is going to show up week to week. Yeah, you can see that whole situation. Mike Tomlin, a little bit emotional. They also just honored Paul Tagliabue, former NFL commissioner who preceded Roger Goodell. He passed away at the age of 84 as well, so rest in peace, thoughts and condolences to his family. And we are going to go into one more commercial break here, and then we are going to be ready to go for this game, guys. Really appreciate all of you who are tuning in for this one with me. We got play-by-play game audio just like we do for the Denver Broncos streams. I figure that there are going to be a couple more games this year that if we have the opportunity, we're going to stream them. I plan on streaming the Cowboys versus Chiefs game on Thanksgiving because I know that one's going to have some implications for the Denver Broncos. Obviously, we're going to have the Broncos versus the Commanders. That's going to be on November 30th. Yeah, Nuggets and Avs both doing really good. I'm not really a big Colorado Avalanche fan, if I'm being honest. I mean, I will watch them sometimes, but I am a Nuggets fan. I have become a Nuggets fan over these last couple of years, and I'm getting to the point where I'm even watching Nuggets games at this point in the season. It used to be I wouldn't really start watching basketball until football season was over and it really started getting good, but now I'm starting to watch even this time of the year, so I'd say I'm starting to become quite a bit of a Nuggets fan. I'm still not convinced about New England as others might be. I'm I'm still seeing a weakness. I think there are some weaknesses with New England too, but at the end of the day, Drake May, he's an elite quarterback. He's where we want Bo Nix to get. And there is a separation here. I mean, Drake May was drafted with the number 3 overall pick. Bo Nix was drafted with the number 12 overall pick. It was kind of the understanding with Bo Nix that it might take a little bit more time for him to get where we need him to go. Drake May was pretty much ready right out of the box, and of course, it's the damn Patriots who end up with him. Freaking Avs smashed the Oilers 9-1 last night. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, the Nuggets are really fun to watch. Drake May MVP. I'd say right now Matthew Stafford and Jonathan Taylor are probably the 2 front runners, but you can't count out Drake May either. He's been playing that good. He really has. And I see a lot of Broncos fans trying to shit on Drake May to defend Bo Nix. That's not how you do it, guys. Let's just be honest here. Drake May is already where we want Bo Nix to go. It's not an indictment on Bo Nix, but Drake May is just that damn good, and we've got to accept that. All right, let's roll. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor, I would say he's up there too. Like, I'd say right now it's Matthew Stafford and Jonathan Taylor. All right, guys, let's get it. They still should be the San Diego Chargers, damn it. I'm sorry, the Los Angeles Chargers, it still doesn't roll off the tongue right. They are the San Diego Chargers. They always will be. 51 in the fantasy league. How much did your opponent score? Yeah, that is pretty crazy for Taylor. It really is. Keenan Allen. One of the last ties to San Diego left on this roster. He and Denzel Perryman. Yeah, agreed. Las Vegas Raiders doesn't sound right either. They're the Oakland Raiders. And some Raiders fans, I was talking to about this in the stands at the game. They agree with me. They are the Oakland Raiders. May is good and makes great plays. He's also young and has rookie-type mistakes. No need to compare. Just appreciate what these 2024 quarterbacks are doing in the league. Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. And there's Antonio Gates, Chargers legend, in the house. And as we suspected, there's a lot of black and gold there in the stands at SoFi. It is a Steelers-heavy crowd. There's Jim Harbaugh, Chargers head coach, 17-9 regular season record as the Chargers coach. And then Mike Tomlin, of course, has had no losing seasons in his tenure as the Steelers head coach, looking to continue that this year with Aaron Rodgers at the helm. Herbo getting ready to go. His hair's finally growing back. Good. Justin Herbert does not look right with short hair. He needs his long hair. He looks so much better with it. Now we've got Terrible Towers starting to wave there in Los Angeles. I mean, there are a lot of Steelers fans. A lot. Got a few more people starting to stream in. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. Let's play some football. So Pittsburgh is going to get the ball first. Kenneth Gainwell is back deep to accept this kickoff. Cameron Dicker, also known as Dicker the Kicker, getting ready to kick this one off for the Chargers. Yes, this has Broncos implications. We're trying to get a 2-game lead in the AFC West if the Chargers lose, so that's why we're streaming this one. It really is. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Thank you so much for being here. All right, Dicker kicks off, and we are underway from SoFi. That one's going out of bounds. Yep, that is a kickoff out of bounds. And that is going to come out to the 40-yard line. Good to see you, Wooby. Go Broncos, go Steelers. Absolutely. All right, here is the Steelers offense. Audio good, guys? Let me know.
Zach Frazier, West Virginia, Mason McCormick.
Nice.
Washington. Steelers missing.
All right, so Aaron and the Steelers begin under center. Heavy personnel to the right side. And that looked like a false start. They don't blow it dead. No, yeah, they do. That was a false start by the left guard for the Steelers. Brad Rogers is our referee today. Audio good, perfect. It does. It really looks like it's a home game for the Steelers. Steelers might not have to use their silent count, and the Chargers probably are going to have to use their silent count. Andrus Peat, he's starting at left guard for the Steelers, it appears. Or is it at left tackle? Yeah, left guard. Andrus Peat, the former Saint, former first-round pick. And now it is first down and 15. Let's see if we get our first actual play from scrimmage there. What the hell?
Multiple clocks. They have the ribbons that go at the ends of the stadiums.
Some sort of clock issue, I guess. A very clunky start to this game. Hopefully that's not an indication as to how this entire game is going to go. All right, let's see if they get the clocks right. I know, it's like already. There was some really bad clock management by the officials in that Falcons-Colts game this morning. Like, really bad. And then they screwed up the coin toss freaking at the end of the game when they were going to overtime. Aaron's in the gun now. First down and 15. Now they get the play off. Aaron comes underneath. It's a low throw. It's caught by Jalen Warren, and Warren is going to spin forward for a gain of about 3-ish yards. Tackle made there by Dan Henley of the Chargers. Aaron Rodgers, 69% completion, 212 passing yards per game, 17 TDs, 5 interceptions, most by a Steelers quarterback since 2021. Obviously, they've had a revolving door at that position from Kenny Pickett to Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, a geriatric Big Ben in that 2021 season. So Aaron Rodgers now takes the snap, fires over the middle, and that is complete. And that is going to take them to about the 35-yard line. That's Calvin Austin there. And that's going to bring up a third down as we've got to refocus our camera and make myself look absolutely friggin' ridiculous while I do it. You get to see my face in action. God, I can't stand this camera going out of focus. I wonder if this will help. Let me see if shutting this will help. Yeah, Mason Rudolph in there too. Mitch Trubisky. They've really had a revolving door at that position. All right, come on. Rodgers in trouble. Fires incomplete. Looking for Austin. The throw is wide. And so the Steelers with a quick 3-and-out. Obviously not what we were looking for there for the Denver Broncos. Come on. God, I don't understand why this camera is so out of focus today.
So they don't want to give him that cheap first down, right? So man-to-man all
Wait.
over the field. Rodgers lost
Come
some time
on.
with the Chargers on that first series.
Yeah, I hate it. Corliss Waitman, former Broncos punter, is going to kick this one away. Fair caught at the 11-yard line by Darius Davis. There's the camera, and here's the Chargers offense. Chargers with their third starting left tackle this year with Austin Deculus. All right, I think that having the door shut is going to be the play here. All right, Herbert and the Chargers begin under center. Steelers come out with 5 down linemen. Oronde Gadsden, the tight end, is motioned to the backfield. And they're going to start off with a handoff to Kamani Vidal, and Pittsburgh is all over that. Patrick Queen, the linebacker, was in on that tackle. Justin Herbert this season, 68% completion, 266 yards per game, 18 touchdowns, second most in the NFL, to 8 interceptions, 34 rushing yards per game. Herbert, I feel like, has been utilizing his legs more this season in terms of buying time and stuff like that, kind of like what he does here, and he's going to eventually come underneath to Kamani Vidal. Or actually, I'm sorry, that's number 9 there for the Chargers, and he gets tackled by Brandon Eccles for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Trey Harris on the reception there. Bro, I'm going for the Steelers. We need the Steelers to win. Screw the Chargers. 3rd down and 9. Come on, Mundungus. 3rd down and 9. 3 receivers set to the right side here for the Chargers. Herbert fires, pass wide, incomplete. Looking for Gadsden. And that is a 3-and-out now for this Chargers offense. So both teams with a quick 3-and-out to start this game. You wonder deep down, is this going to be more of a defensive game here? Yeah, that went through his hands. That could have been caught. A little bit off target, but still could have been caught. Here's J.K. Scott, the Denver native, to punt it away. Mullen High School alum. Also University of Alabama alum. Scott's boot. Ooh, they nearly blocked it, but a high kick. That's going to go out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it. The official's going to walk it up past the midfield stripe at the 45-yard line. So Steelers are going to start off in Chargers territory for their second possession. Steelers currently winning the battle of field position. Let's see if they can go downfield and get something going here. Again, man, we need the Pittsburgh Steelers to win. We want the Denver Broncos to have that 2-game lead in the AFC West. And just like I said earlier, if you guys have any Denver Broncos questions, I am more than happy to answer them. I am more than happy to talk some Denver Broncos here in this stream. So let me know, guys, for sure. 19 people in the house. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Joey Porter had the coverage there for the Steelers. Again, could have been caught by Oronde Gadsden. The throw was just a little bit wide by Justin Herbert. And there goes the camera again. Yay! Yeah, I guess we're just going to rock with it, guys, because this camera is just being really annoying right now. I almost wonder if it's the lighting. Well, yeah, Russell Wilson stunk it up again, man. Did not look good when he had to come in relief of Jackson Dart. Obviously, the Giants, they've moved on from Russell Wilson, but he's kind of proven at this point he can't even be a reliable backup quarterback for you anymore. So, yeah, at this point, I would say Russell Wilson is done. Let's see if maybe my phone helps. Let's see if it focuses with my phone here. Oh, wait, we might be getting something here. God, man. Might be time just to replace this camera. I've had this camera for a few years now, and it's been a really good soldier for me. Well, in this particular game, they couldn't because Jameis was designated as the emergency third-string quarterback, meaning that both Russ and Dart would have had to have gotten hurt for Jameis to go in. So that's why Winston didn't go in instead of Russell Wilson there. I don't understand why they don't make Wilson the third-string quarterback, but again, man, it feels like that whole regime there in New York is destined for firing at this point. So, yeah. God damn it, dude. I hate this freaking camera. Seriously. I wonder if stopping it and starting it will... Nope, that did not do anything. Camera has beer goggles on? Seriously. Let's try this. Hey, that actually might kind of worked. All right, so here comes the Steelers here for their second possession. From the Chargers 46. It's a handoff right side to Jalen Warren. And Warren pushes the pile for a gain of 4 yards. Here's the Chargers defense.
Jamar Caldwell or Tier Tart, West Philly High School.
There it is.
USC. Dan Henry, Crenshaw High School. Denzel Perriman for you. Cam Hart, Notre Dame.
That's better.
Elijah Molden, UW. Dante Jackson, LSU. Starting corners out for Jesse Minter.
Jesse Minter, Chargers defensive coordinator. He has done a great job this year. 2nd down and 6 now for Aaron and the Steelers. Hand off. It's Warren. And he is going to be stood up right at the line. Gain of 1, they're going to say there. It was Denzel Perriman. Perriman, one of the last San Diego Chargers that remains on this roster. He and Keenan Allen. He's going to come downhill and stonewall Jalen Warren after just a 1-yard gain. No one was even blocking him there on that one. So now 3rd down and 5 here for the Steelers. From the Chargers 41. Rodgers in the gun. Rodgers in trouble. He rolls left. He's going deep, looking for all of it, and he overthrows DK Metcalf. Elijah Molden in coverage. DK Metcalf was open right there, and Aaron Rodgers just overthrew him. Rodgers not happy about something. And now that is the second 3-and-out here for the Steelers offense. And kind of like the Denver Broncos on Thursday night, they had good field position and couldn't really do anything with it. So it looked like Metcalf was running a post, which converted to a deep over, and yeah, just overthrew it. Here's Chris Boswell, long field goal. It's up, and it's good. Pittsburgh Steelers take an early lead off of that really short punt right there by the Chargers. 3-0 Steeler lead. Let's go, baby. Danny Smith, the Steelers special teams coordinator, who is kind of a sideline meme. He absolutely loves it. All right, so Steelers couldn't really do anything with that possession, but they had good enough field position, and they've got one of the most reliable kickers in the league in Chris Boswell. So we will happily take that there for the Denver Broncos. Let's go ahead and bring in the NFL playoff picture here, just so we can see where things stand. Just give me 1 second here, guys. Let's go ahead and share screen. All right, boom shakalaka. So, as of right now in the AFC, the Indianapolis Colts do hold on to the number 1 seed after they defeated the Atlanta Falcons this morning in Germany. Atlanta just completely choked that game away. The Broncos are the number 2 seed. Patriots are the number 3 seed. All 3 of these teams have an 8-2 record. Pittsburgh Steelers, they currently hold on to the lead in the AFC North. But Baltimore, I would say, is starting to breathe down their neck a little bit. They're at 5-3. They're trying to extend that if they can win today. Chargers would be the first wild card team at 6-3. Bills would be the second one at 6-3, and then Jaguars would be the final seed, the 7th seed at 5-4. If it ended today, the Denver Broncos would host the Jacksonville Jaguars in the playoffs in the wild card round. You've got Kansas City. This is just beautiful. On the outside looking in, followed by the Texans, Ravens, Bengals, Dolphins, Jets, Raiders, Browns, and Titans. So that is how things stand in the AFC right now in terms of the playoff picture. Again, we are rooting for the Pittsburgh Steelers today to maintain or to get a 2-game lead over the Chargers. Right now, we've got a 1.5-game lead over the Chargers. You think RJ will be able to handle the run game if JK can't go against the Chiefs? He's going to have to. That's the simple answer. He's going to have to. Glad we're getting Mims back for offense and punt returner. Yes, it is looking good for Marvin Mims. He should be able to pass through the protocol after getting a full practice in. Hopefully that happens on Wednesday and he's all good to go, but it's not a guarantee that he's back yet. We'll have to see how everything goes. Again, we'll find out more on Wednesday. He was limited in the past 2 practices, so that is possibly good news. Williams on the return for the Chargers, and he's going to get to the 31-yard line, and that is going to be the start for their second offensive possession.
Janesville Craig High School, Derek Harmon, Ford, Alex Heisman, Charlotte, Patrick Queen, LSU, Peyton Wilson, NC State, Big Play Slay, Broncos High School,
Big Play Slay,
Kyle Duggar, Lenore Ryan, Joey Porter Jr., King in the North.
All right, condensed formation here for the Chargers. From their own 31, Herbert fires, and that is through the hands of Ladd McConkey. And looks like there was a hold there on the defense that was not called. Second down and 10 now for the Chargers, so a little bit of a break right there. You think the problem with the offense is more the play calling or Bo Nix not throwing accurately? I would say it's more so Bo Nix than the play calling, but it's not Bo that's the main issue. It's everything. It's the receivers. It's Bo. There's a little bit of a play calling issue, but I'd say that's not the biggest issue. It's everything. It really is. Second down and 10. 3 receivers set left. Herbert comes underneath, and that's complete to Quentin Johnston. He is going to be tackled down about a half-yard shy of the line to gain by Peyton Wilson for the Steelers. And that is going to bring up a third down and short as Herbert ties his shoe. 9:56 left to play in this first quarter. And they're going to get under center here. I don't think they're going to sneak this. Oh, they do with Herbert, and he stood up. Absolutely nowhere to go. That is short. Now it's going to be fourth down, and let's see, is Harbaugh going to roll the dice here? Yeah, he didn't even get a yard there. They got in there, and they stood that up.
Steelers were underneath Chargers on that one.
Yeah, they were ready for it. And they are going, and looks like the same formation. They're going to go up and run the tush push, it looks like. Herbert working that hard count. Are they going to actually snap it? Yes, they do, and Herbert looks like they got it that time. Able to push the pile, and the Chargers pick up a first down. And Scott Matlock in there, who's a defensive lineman / fullback. He is a big MFer, a really big dude. .828 and counting now in this first quarter. Broncos record prediction by the end of the season. I'm going to say 12-5. Handoff. And that's Jarrett Patterson, on the carry. And he's going to pick up a couple of yards. Second down, and we'll call it 8. There's Greg Roman, the Chargers offensive coordinator. He's been with the Harbaugh brothers for a long time, been an offensive coordinator for John and Jim. Jim in San Francisco and here with the Chargers. Call the second down and 9 here. Chargers at their own 43. Herbert in trouble, fires underneath, complete to Gadsden. Touchdown by Peyton Wilson and Jalen Ramsey. And that's going to bring up a third down and manageable here for the Chargers.
That's what he was for the most part in his life. You'll just see this little return route.
Yep, just kind of a little drag China almost, the route there for Gadsden. 22 years old, out of Syracuse, 5th-round pick in 2025. Actually got to scout him down at the Shrine. I think he was at the Shrine. There were a lot of tight ends at the Shrine. Third down and 3. Coming back, Herbert. Underneath. Oh, that was almost intercepted. Joey Porter had his hands on it. Ooh, that would have been a big-time turnover. It's 4th down and 3, and they are going to punt it. So they pick up the first down on that 4th down and short. Then they stall out, and they've got to punt it away. And it looks like the Steelers are going to get it probably around their 25-ish. J.K. Scott, he's standing at his own 34. Ooh, Steelers almost jumped off sides and gave him a freebie. Scott gets it away, and it's going to bounce and takes a really good bounce for the Chargers. And waiting for it is Dean Leonard at the 6-yard line. You can't do it much better than that. Yeah, Gadsden would have been a nice piece for this team. I would have rather the Broncos gone after a receiving tight end in the draft as opposed to getting, dare I say, a washed-up Evan Ingram, because Ingram has not made that impact on offense like the Denver Broncos thought he was going to. And I even thought, I was preaching from the beginning that I never thought he was a tight end. I always thought he was more a big slot receiver. But I thought he was going to produce in that role, and he just hasn't. He looks like he's lost a step athletically. His yards per reception has gone down for the last 3 seasons, and as of right now, I believe it's at a career low. So, yeah, Evan Ingram has been a big-time disappointment, and a guy like Aronde Gadsden or Harold Fannin, somebody who could have filled that role and been a more dynamic, explosive weapon, yeah, I would have totally taken that at this point because, again, Ingram just has not been it for the Denver Broncos, unfortunately. But the Pittsburgh Steelers are looking to go downfield and try to extend their lead by 2 scores here. If the Denver Broncos are able, if the Chargers are able to lose this game, then the Denver Broncos will have a 2-game lead in the AFC West. And again, guys, I am thinking about streaming the Thanksgiving game, the Chiefs and the Cowboys. I figure that's going to have pretty heavy implications in the AFC West. Hopefully, Denver takes care of business and they're able to beat the Chiefs on Sunday. But if they don't, then we're going to be watching the rest of these AFC games really closely, especially the AFC West games. Do you see Evan possibly getting released in the offseason? Yes, I very much do. In fact, if he doesn't turn his stuff around really quickly here, then I think it's pretty much inevitable. He's been a big disappointment. Denver can save quite a bit of money if they do move on, so it would not surprise me in the slightest if the Broncos moved on from Evan Ingram. All right, we are back from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles.
The Chargers held the wall through during their minicamp on Marine Corps Base Camp Pendleton. The veterans and their families in our thoughts, especially right around Veterans Day. Visit NFL.com/salute to learn more.
All right, so the Steelers starting off with their own 6-yard line. Aaron Rodgers under center, condensed formation. Caleb Johnson, rookie out of Iowa, is in the backfield, and he's got nowhere to go. Tackled in the backfield. Looked like Caldwell was there for the Chargers. Jamari Caldwell, rookie out of Oregon. It looked like Cam Hart was also back there. Inevitable, yes. That's pretty funny. Let's see who got blown up front there for the. Looked like 66 Mason McCormick got completely blown up there by Caldwell. He was the guy that blew that up, along with Khalil Mack actually back there as well. Looks like they're cutting his sleeves off now. 2nd out and 12. Handoff goes to Johnson, and Johnson lowering his shoulder, gain of 5. That'll bring up 3rd down now for Pittsburgh. Caleb Johnson, 3rd-round pick, 83rd pick overall. Somebody that I was kind of hoping would be a Denver Bronco, but thankfully Denver's backfield situation has worked itself out rather well with J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey. Hopefully Dobbins is okay and he's able to play through this injury that he's dealing with. 3rd down and 7. The running back is far wide of Aaron Rodgers on this play. He's still in the backfield, but he's really wide of Rodgers. 3rd down and 7. Rodgers is in trouble. He's got to make something happen. Oh, he's in the end zone. He dropped it. He's got to cover up. That's going to be a safety. Ay, caramba. Disaster for the Steelers. They give up 2 points, and now they've got to give it back to the Chargers. Oh, man, that is not what we needed. Damn it. And now the Pittsburgh Pirates lead the Los Angeles Dodgers 3-2. Yeah, not great. Need a McConkey touchdown. Might get it here. Oh, man, Khalil Mack. Just an absolute heat-seeking missile. Aaron Rodgers, man, you got to find a way to get rid of that ball. Dropped it in the end zone, able to fall on it, but that's a safety, and now the Chargers about to get the ball back on the free kick. 5:09 left to play in the first quarter, and it's been a pretty eventful first quarter so far. And with this new kickoff rule, instead of the punters doing these free kicks like a drop kick like they used to, they just do a traditional kickoff with the place kicker. So Chris Boswell is coming out to do it here for the Steelers. Yeah, baseball score, hockey score, whatever you want to call it. All right, so Boswell will be kicking off from his 20. Fielding it is Darius Davis for the Chargers, and Davis finds a seam, and Davis spun down to the 34-yard line. So that was obviously less than ideal right there for Pittsburgh. Chargers have had a lot of different offensive line combinations this year. They're giving up an average of 17 pressures per game, which is absolutely ridiculous. 9 quarterback hits per game as well, so Herbert has been taking a beating. He comes out under center on this play. Handoff to Vidal, and he is going to have a gain of about 3. Keanu Benton in there for the Steelers. I don't know if that's a scoregami. I want to say that's happened like once or twice before. I could be wrong. I know we've seen ugly-ass games like that. I want to say there's been one 3-2 game before. 2 receivers set to the left side. They motion Vidal to that side. Herbert kills the play at the line. 2 tight ends to the right for the Chargers. Now they motion Vidal to the right. Herbert climbs the pocket. He's going to run with it. A little shake and bake from Justin and give him 2 yards off of it. 3rd down for the Chargers. 4:10 and counting left in this first quarter. Justin Herbert, 5.1 yards rushing per game and 34 rushing yards per game. Those are both career highs. So, again, he has been utilizing his legs more and more. 3rd down and 4. Trips to the left side. Keenan Allen with a little shift. That's a false start by the left tackle, Austin Deculus. It was going to be 3rd down and 4. Now it's 3rd down and 9. Yeah, agreed, KC. You've got to find a way to get rid of that ball if you're Aaron. So Deculus, the guilty party right there. Let's see if the Chargers can convert a 3rd down and 9. It's going against Alex Highsmith on that one. Was trying to get any advantage that he could and ended up jumping the count too early. So now 3rd down and 9 for the Chargers from their own 35. 2 receivers on each side. McConkey comes in motion at the snap. Herbert in trouble, comes underneath, dropped. Quentin Johnson hit him in the chest. And the Chargers will have to kick it away. So They get the ball off of that safety, unable to do anything with it, and Pittsburgh, with a lucky break here, set to get this football back. They brought a little bit of a twist up front, did the Steelers. Herbert had a guy in his face when he threw it. And again, Johnston, he needs to hold on to that one. Scott's second kick. Punts away clean that time. Hanging high, comes underneath, and room to roam right there is 85 for the Steelers, and he'll get it up to the 21-yard line. All right, guys, we're going to do a very brief little intermission here. I'm going to have to do a connection reset on my phone, so I'm going to unplug for just a few seconds. The stream will drop, and then it will come back, guys. So, again, just give me a quick second here, and I will be right back. We're going to drop right now. All right, as promised, we are back from intermission. We are in commercial break. Pittsburgh about to get it for, I believe, the fourth time in this game, and they currently lead 3-2. Last possession, Aaron Rodgers with that fumble in the end zone had to recover it for a safety. And if you guys are just tuning in, we are doing this stream because the Los Angeles Chargers are behind the Denver Broncos by 1.5 games in the AFC West. If the Chargers lose, it'll be 2 full games. So Denver will have a full 2-game lead in the AFC West. If the if the Los Angeles Chargers win this game, then it's going to be just a 1-game lead for the Denver Broncos, and they have a chance of possibly losing their advantage in the West if they blow it against Kansas City next week. I feel like the league is so fickle. Bo Nix has a bad game, and it seems everybody turns on him. Is everybody going to turn on Josh Allen since he had a bad game versus Miami? I feel you, KC. I completely understand that frustration because it does feel like there's a double standard there. Hey, we got a bot. Feels like we haven't had as many bots this year, which is definitely a good thing, but just had one pop up right there. Got rid of that. These Josh Allen wonderful pistachio commercials are pretty funny. All right, we are back from SoFi. Yep, Aaron Rodgers with that overthrow to DK Metcalf. That one could have been a touchdown.
And then a little scramble around by Aaron Rodgers and 2 points off the board for the defense. So it has been missed opportunities and mistakes so far across the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, 4th possession now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 3:11 left to play in the first quarter. They quick snap it. Rodgers fires over the middle, and it's caught. DK Metcalf. Metcalf takes it down to about the 39-yard line. Just a little 5-step glance route, it appeared right there. Rodgers put it on the money, kind of had to double pump it there for a second. But once Metcalf cleared 48, Bud Dupree, Rodgers able to put it right on him. Nice job by both Aaron and DK on that play. Aaron Rodgers so far is 3 for 5 for 30 yards and that sack in the end zone. Handoff to Jalen Warren, and he gets stood up. Denzel Perryman was there. And that's going to be a short gain for the Steelers. We got Myra in the house saying, I don't think people give Sean Payton enough credit for some of his play designs. Granted, he has been calling strange and egotistical plays lately, but it's the offense as a whole that needs to step up. I'm with you, 100%. I've been a strong defender of Sean Payton's play calls. He had some weird, quirky moments, but overall, I think Sean Payton's done a fantastic job as the offensive play caller. 2nd and 6. Rodgers fires over the middle, complete. That is the big tight end, Darnell Washington. all 300 pounds of him. He's essentially a 6th offensive lineman, but he will go into the passing pattern, and right there, able to move the chains for Pittsburgh into Chargers territory. Oh, totally understandable, Turtle. 100%. I want your parlay to hit, but again, we do need the Chargers to lose this game.
I don't really want to hit that coming down there, but Aaron Rodgers, you can tell.
Minute 20 and counting in the first quarter. Facts.
He knew what he had, and he has really been into it.
Quick snap and toss left. Warren. Warren finds a crease, and Warren, little shake and bake. Caldwell brings him down after a gain of 9. So Pittsburgh starting to get into a bit of a rhythm here on offense as my camera comes out of rhythm and goes out of focus. Okay, we're back. False alarm. We're good. Nice block by Washington right there on the outside to seal it. And then Warren able to cut back inside right there. Really nice run by Jalen Warren. Good execution by the Steelers offense. Ah, come on, you stupid camera. 2nd and 1. Play clock ticking down, and Aaron has to pop a timeout. First one for the Steelers. Denver Broncos know that story all too well, having to pop early timeouts.
To an LA game, you're going to have celebrities here, right? Bo Derek joining us.
I have no clue who that is. I know who Reggie Miller is. I have no clue who Bo Derek is. There's Mookie Betts, World Series champ, 4-time. Dan Fouts in the house, Chargers legend. Troy Polamalu. Snoop Dogg. Oh, let's go. You got everybody in the house there at SoFi. Sunday Night Football in L.A. So 2nd and 1 after the Steelers pop that timeout. Rodgers under center. Handoff. Dancing, trying to get out of the tackle, and does, is Warren, and he's got the first down on the gain of 2 yards. And that should take us to the end of the first quarter, again with the Pittsburgh Pirates leading the Los Angeles Dodgers 3-2.
I mean, I hate to say it, but it is a little Steelerish. And it feels like a play.
All right, boom, shakalaka.
Slug it out early, and we'll see where we go late.
KC asks, is there a chance that Sean just didn't want to show his hand and not give a preview of what he has in store for Kansas City? I don't think that was it, honestly, because the plays were there to be made, but the players didn't make them. Either Bo Nix missed the throw, or the receivers didn't catch it, or the offensive line missed a block in order for the play to develop. The plays were there to be made, but the players just didn't execute them. Hufanga's uncle plays just like him too with the boomstick. I mean, Talanoa Hufanga has been everything and more for this Denver Broncos defense. He's been exactly as advertised. And Dre Greenlaw, in the games that he's been healthy for this team, man, both of those guys have been playing some really high-end football. And this defense was already incredible. And now that they got Greenlaw back, I think it's got a chance to take that next step forward. Even if the Broncos offense struggles against Kansas City, I'm confident in our defense being able to slow down Mahomes and company, and I truly believe that it's going to be a dogfight no matter what. Everybody's saying, oh, this is going to be a blowout. Kansas City's going to come in and boat race Denver. I would be very surprised if that happens just because of the way that Denver plays. 100% I would re-sign him. What was his deal right now? Hold on 1 second. I totally forgot what they signed him to do. It was a 3-year, $39 million deal, so we're not going to have to worry about that for the next couple of years. I feel like they were just fatigued, to be honest. This mini bye will help them, but they've played 6 games in a span of 33 days, and the average for most NFL teams is 4. Yeah, that's part of it too, I feel like, but also the execution just needs to be better, man. They can't shoot themselves in the foot with penalties. We can't be missing throws. Our quarterback needs better footwork. It's a lot of different issues that are plaguing this offense right now. I like our odds against the Chiefs if we're in a close game, how we've played this year for sure. Denver plays their best football when they're in close games. So, quite frankly, I'm confident in the Broncos too if they can get it to a close game. But offense is still going to have to step up and pull their weight.
Antonio Gage, Phillip Rivers, Justin Herbert, those all big moments in the careers of those players, the uniforms they were wearing.
And there is Spanos. Fuck you, Spanos. First down and 10 for the Steelers. Freiermuth on a shift. Rodgers comes underneath, tight end screen to Freiermuth. And Freiermuth able to spin, gets it to just shy of the 21-yard line, bring up a second down and 1 here for the Chargers. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I would agree because Denver lacks a threat over the middle, which Devon Vele was last year. I feel like Bo Nix doesn't have any targets that he can trust over the middle consistently like he did with Devon Vele. So I was wrong. The Broncos should not have traded Devon Vele. I will admit that. He hasn't done anything in New Orleans, but that doesn't mean he wouldn't have done anything in Denver either. Handoff, Johnson. He's got a first down. Down to the 13-yard line, but flag in the backfield. That reeks of holding. Indeed it is. We know all about teams shooting themselves in the foot with penalties here in Denver. Steelers just did that. Troy Fautanu. Bo needs to not take caffeine pills before that game. He's way too amped up. Yeah. I feel like once he gets to the fourth quarter, that's when the jitters settle down and he can just play free. Bills lose to the Dolphins. The NFL is a grind, and an ugly win is better than a pretty loss. 8-2, fellas. Couldn't agree more with that. Absolutely. Second down and 10. 2 receivers to the right side. Man in motion for Pittsburgh. Rodgers over the middle. It's caught. Juggled, but still coming down with it is Jonnu Smith. Been with Arthur Smith in all of his NFL stops, except for Miami, but still, he's been with Arthur Smith everywhere and back with him here in Pittsburgh. Juggled catch. I think he was able to secure it. Looks like he did. I don't think there's anything there to overturn. Oh, tip hit the ground. He had his hands on it. That's going to be really, really close. Is Jim Harbaugh going to challenge? That's really close. I don't know if there's enough obvious evidence there to overturn that. It hit the ground. The tip did. But I think that they had that he had both hands under it. So we'll see. That's going to be a really interesting call there. Call in the field is a Jonnu Smith catch. We are going to go to commercial break. People wanted us to pick up Jalen Waddle, but it seems like Miami wanted too much. Hell, Buffalo offered him a first and a third, and that still wasn't enough. Yeah, absolutely. I wanted Jalen Waddle here. I thought that he would have been a difference maker as a Z wide receiver for the Denver Broncos, but clearly Miami wasn't going to part ways with him without a king's ransom, and I am glad that Denver didn't give up that much for him. Plus, like Bronco fan points out, they wouldn't trade with the division rival. I understand why they didn't get him, says Bronco fan, but he still thinks we could have got him. I get it, and I would have wanted Jalen Waddle too, but giving up a first, a third, and then more, which is clearly what Miami would have wanted, yeah, that probably would have been too much, especially considering that Denver's probably going to have a window here to win championships in these next like 2 or 3 years probably. I'm hoping they can get there this year. They could have made a trade and it might have put them over the hump this year. I truly believe that it would have, but realistically, if they can add some more pieces in free agency, they might be in a better position in these next couple of years to win a championship. Oh, boy, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed this Denver Broncos mini bye week. It's going to be business as usual at Dove Valley this week as we lead up to this Chiefs game. And then we're going to have a sort of, or not another mini bye week, we're going to have our actual bye week this next week. So, yeah, man, it's going to be a really, really long few weeks here with only one Denver Broncos game in the span of 23 days. Already doing advertisements for the Winter Olympics in February. That's crazy. If you could take one non-quarterback player from each team, what players are you choosing and why? Watt's an easy answer, but I would love to see Patrick Queen and Greenlaw or Ladd McConkey. I mean, if I'm being honest, Patrick Queen's kind of been a liability for the Steelers this year. I would say from Pittsburgh, ooh, man. Do we really need TJ Watt? No. Would he be awesome to have? Yes. So I'd probably say TJ from the Steelers. And I know this isn't going to be a popular take in Broncos country, but for the Chargers, I'm going to have to go Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is an elite quarterback. Bo Nix, we're hoping, can become an elite quarterback one day, but if I have the opportunity to pluck an already elite quarterback off of a division rival's roster, then I'm doing it all day long. So I know a lot of people aren't going to like that answer, but for the Chargers, I'm going to have to say Justin Herbert. Oh, you said non-quarterback. I'm sorry. My fault. Ooh. I mean, McConkey would make sense, honestly, given the Broncos' hole at receiver. Gadsden would also be a good answer there, in my opinion. But if I could take a quarterback, it would be Herbert, 100%. No, I did not go to Senior Bowl. Last year was my first year going to Shrine. I'm probably going to go again this year, but if I have to buy a Broncos playoff ticket, which I'm probably going to, it looks like they're going to get a home playoff game. Meanwhile, missed field goal there by Chris Boswell.
Chargers avoid a couple there, and it remains 3-2 Pittsburgh on the rare miss, third by Boswell this year.
Yep, Boswell, man, just wide right. We got so far in our conversations here, and the game got away from us. 30-second timeout. People complaining about Bo, I get that he's had his struggles, but people calling for a new quarterback seems to forget the quarterback carousel we were on a few years ago. Absolutely. Anybody who's calling for Bo Nix to be benched, man, I don't understand it, because just like you said, it seems like they want to go back to 2016 from 2022. And no, I don't want to go back to that. I don't think anybody does, but the end of the day, man, that's what's going to happen if you bench Bo Nix. And that's also what's going to happen if you fire Sean Payton. Meanwhile, after the missed field goal, Herbert comes underneath. Gain of 5 yards there for Trey Harris, their rookie wide receiver. Score is still 3-2 here. 12:55 and counting in the second quarter. Yep, and there goes the camera again. It's like half in, half out right now. It's thinking about coming back. Yeah, Colin Cowherd, I don't listen to really anything any of those national media talking heads have to say, and Cowherd is definitely one of the ones that I try to ignore especially. Underneath, Johnston, and he's got the first down to about the 48-yard line here for the Chargers as they move the ball downfield on this possession. Yeah, the whole offense is struggling. It's not just a quarterback issue. If you replace the quarterback, it might solve a couple of the problems, but it's not going to solve all the problems. And it's not going to solve the biggest problems either. This is turning into one of those defensive type of games. I enjoy those. I definitely do. Younglin's saying bench Nix, never saw Manning or Brady's rookie seasons. They would have cut Manning his first season for sure. This generation is fickle, and they expect instant gratification. Herbert, incomplete. Going for Quentin Johnston, throw a little bit too high. Darius Slay on the coverage. Second down and 10, 11:47 is where the clock is stopped in the first half. 20 people in the house. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. please be sure to smash the like button as well as subscribe if you have yet to do so. I would really appreciate it. They're both free and easy ways to show your support for the channel. 2nd and 10. Jalen Ramsey, by the way, is playing safety now for the Steelers as opposed to corner. Handoff. It's Vidal. Vidal finds a crease, and he shakes his way for a gain of about 12 yards, bringing up another first down for the Chargers. And there's a Steeler shaken up on the play. That doesn't look great. Who is that? Oh, it's Darius Slay. So they'll check on him. Yeah, it's way before football. It's just a human being issue in general, I would say. How big do you think it would be with Mims coming back? I really think Bo has been missing these past 2 games. It'll help. It will certainly help, both offensively as well as on special teams. Is it going to solve all of the Broncos' problems? No, but it certainly will help. It's just the world we live in. Yep, absolutely. Bo will improve. His receiving core will improve. It's frustrating right now, but we have young talent on our offense in Bryant and Franklin. I agree, but to an extent, I think Denver passed on an opportunity here. I understand, and I do feel like they shouldn't have paid that much for him, but they had an opportunity to get Jalen Waddle or to get a tight end that could have helped Bo. This current weaponry core is not cutting it, and the Broncos have probably one of their better chances to win a Super Bowl in the Sean Payton, Bo Nix era this season with the AFC being down. You've got one of the franchise quarterbacks in the AFC and Joe Burrow being injured. You've got the Ravens having some of their problems. The Chiefs are down. So, yeah, man, I do understand the argument of Broncos country that wanted them to go out and get a receiver, for sure. God, seriously. Act like we're 2-8, not 8-2. First down and 10 now for Los Angeles. From the Steelers' 41. Little shift from Trey Harris. 2 tight ends to the right side. Herbert, dump off underneath. It's Gadsden. And he is going to be pushed out of bounds, gain of 4 yards. Clock running inside 11 minutes left in the second quarter. Partially, yes. He's the only true consistent threat that the Broncos have at receivers, so teams are going to sell out to stop him. Plus, they know that he's got good chemistry with Bo Nix, and that's where Bo is going to try to go more often than not. Little pop past Darius Davis. He's a gadget guy. Oh! He got slammed down by James Pierre of the Steelers. That was a WWE move. I'm surprised that wasn't flagged. Steelers fans don't like it. Man, that was a nasty hit, man. That was straight out of the 1980s. He picked him up and just slammed him down. Woo, man. Normally, WWE moves like that get flagged. 3rd down and 2. From the Pittsburgh 33. Trips right. Handoff. Vidal's got the first down. Brought down by Wilson and Queen, but not before he moves the chains. Sean and Bo is tied at the hips. Either they won together or they go down in the blaze of glory. Yep, pretty much. You're not going to have one without the other. I agree. That should have been a flag. I agree. That should have been a flag. Normally, those WWE moves get flagged. There's Omarion Hampton on the sideline. He's been on IR since week 6. Hoping to get him back soon. Herbert under center. Tight end on each side. Herbert in trouble. He's going down. Sacked at the 30-yard line, and Herbert's hurt. Is he going to get up? Looks like he was a little bit gimpy there. Let's see if he gets up. Oh, yeah, he's limping good. Herbert's super tough. He's going to gut through it, but definitely looked like he got rolled up on there. He's not going to be benched. I can promise you that. He is not going to get benched. Unfortunately, not really. It's pretty slim pickings in terms of free agent wide receivers. You're probably going to end up having to draft one. 2nd down and 15. Trips right. Herbert fires. Caught McConkey. McConkey with the first down. Working on Brandon Eccles. Herbert still gimpy. 8:15 in the second quarter, so he's going to have to tough this one out for a while. It's not like he can come out for a second and they can take him back and then have him back after halftime. He's going to have to gut this one out. If he couldn't, Trey Lance is the backup quarterback for the Chargers, but again, Herbert's tough. He's going to play through it. Under center, fake the toss, rolling. Fires off his back foot, and it's just dropped. Gadsden had some room to roam. Looked like he might have been focusing on turning upfield rather than catching it. Yeah, but realistically, he's not going to be available. I imagine Dallas is going to pay him. I believe David Njoku is a free agent. That'd be one I'd be highly interested in. Yeah, exactly. He's an 18-9 starter, so he's not going to get benched. Anybody who thinks he is full of it. 2nd and 10. Herbert, again, off his back foot, floats it, and a little bit out of Gadsden's range. 3rd and 10. Not quite in his zip code. Herbert, a little bit angry there. It looks like there's a flag. Oh, no, no flag. Ooh, just dipped under the backup tackle. Ooh, Herbert got his leg trapped again. Ugh. So I became a Broncos fan at age 6, and I became a fan because I grew up in southwestern New Mexico, all Cowboys and Raiders fans down there. I didn't want to be a fan of either one of those teams, and I had family living here in Denver at the time, so I decided to become a Broncos fan. Oh, off the hands and incomplete. Nearly intercepted. I didn't really religiously start following a team until 2015, so I'd say my first favorite player would be Peyton Manning. To an extent, Tebow, but again, man, I was just a kid back then. I didn't really know what was going on. So, yeah, man, once I became a ball knower, I realized Tebow was terrible. 32-yard try now for Cameron Dicker. Kick is up, and it is through. So the Chargers take the lead in the very untraditional 5-3 score. All right. I mean, it was a low hit on Herbert, but I didn't see enough there for it to be a flag. Of course, Harbaugh's always going to want a flag. He's always going to want his quarterback to be protected. That's pretty funny. That franchise guy, Marcus Whitman, he just posted on Twitter that he got sent an email about Panthers season tickets. He used to live in Charlotte, and he applied for them, I guess, last year, and they just sent that email out just a few hours after they lost to the Saints at home. Became a fan in 83 when they traded for Elway, so you've been around for a long time, David. I have seen some real old heads in the chat that have been around since 1960 or even before that. No, he has not been elevated from the practice squad this season. Again, I will never let them live down that they took Caleb Lohner 4 picks before Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. And again, J.K. Dobbins was not on the roster at that point in time, so Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt could have been your RB1. Thankfully, they got lucky and were able to sign Dobbins. But in my opinion, that was gross malpractice. It really was. Taking a backup tight end who didn't even make your opening day roster, a guy who in theory could be plucked off of that practice squad by any given team at any given moment. So I'm sorry, that was a bad draft pick. I know people will disagree with me. They've made that very clear, but I didn't like the pick then, and I don't like it now. You had a potential starting caliber running back on the board right there in the 7th freaking round. Take him. Even if he doesn't work out, the upside is worth taking in the 7th round. He had a lot more damn upside than Caleb Lohner, who barely has played football in his life. Remember, he was a star basketball player, not a football player in college. So, yeah, that was just a egregiously bad draft pick. 7.5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Chargers, after kicking that field goal, sending it back down to Pittsburgh. And fielding it is Kenny Gainwell, and Gainwell is just across the 25. They'll mark it 27, it appears. Let's see where they officially mark it. Looks like his ankle got rolled up, his left ankle. Would you have gotten Barron in the first, or were you hoping for someone else? I mean, I wanted either Tyler Warren or Emeka Egbuka. Both were gone by that point. So Barron, the Broncos claimed, was a top 10 player on their board, the best player still available on their board. So ultimately, I can't question him there. And they thought he was going to be their starting nickel heading into this year. But Jaquan McMillan took that next step forward, and you just couldn't take him off the field. Ooh, Rodgers goes down. Big hit. Bud Dupree against his old team. However, I do think Jaquan's going to end up being a free agent. I don't think Denver's going to pay him. So next year, Barron might be a starter for you. Could also take a chance on Jake Majors. Sean passed on a lot of good tight ends and running backs for sure. It's insane that Daniel Jones leads the league in passing yards. It really is, but goes to show just how much coaching matters. I'm honestly not sure. I haven't started scouting yet. That won't happen until the end of the year. And off to Warren now, and Warren bounces off the initial contact for a gain of 4. 3rd down and 7 coming up. What teams look the most impressive to you? Phew, man. I mean, there's been a lot of teams that have looked impressive. I mean, Tampa Bay, obviously, today was disappointing. New England's been really good. Of course, Denver. Yeah. 3rd down and 8. Aaron working that hard silent count. Stepping up, going deep, airing it out, and it is broken up. Ooh, Austin was open. That was a hell of a play by Reed. Dude, that was a hell of a play. Got his hand in there. That looked like that was going to be a completion for a big play. What a nice play by Reed. Yep, just running a deep corner route there with Calvin Austin. Whew, man, that was a hell of a play. Yeah, Seattle, another one. Absolutely. Colts, Patriots, Rams. Yeah, Rams one really has impressed me, honestly. I've been super duper impressed by them. 5:49 left in the second quarter. Go into commercial break. Yeah, Seattle could be a real threat, man. Sam Darnold's looked legit. Their defense has been good. Seattle has been on an absolute roll. They really have. I've been hella impressed by them. Mike McDonald, their head coach, has done a fantastic job. Clint Kubiak, their offensive coordinator. I've always thought that Clint Kubiak has been a good offensive mind. Did a pretty good job when he was the brief offensive play caller here in Denver after Nathaniel Hackett gave it up. So, yeah, I've always thought Clint Kubiak has had potential, and he might end up being a head coach next year. Yeah, that one was tough, man. I would have kept Courtney Jackson. I really, really liked him. That was a really tough loss for me. Rams versus Seattle next week, the same time as KC versus Denver. Those are both going to be really big games. I mean, that Rams-Seahawks game, that's going to possibly decide the West, the NFC West. And then this game here, it might decide the AFC West. So, yeah, both really, really big games. Again, if you guys have just tuned in and are wondering why we're streaming this game, if the Los Angeles Chargers lose, then the Denver Broncos will have a full 2-game lead in the AFC West. They'll have a little bit of cushion in case they crap the bed against the Chiefs next week. But if the Chargers win, it'll just be a 1-game lead for Denver, and they might have a chance to lose their lead if the Chargers win and they lose next week. So, yeah, we obviously don't want that to happen. We want the Chargers to lose this game so Denver can maintain a 2-game lead. He might get offers, but let's just be honest here. When defensive-minded coaches usually get head coaching jobs, it's a crappy situation, a team that doesn't have a quarterback. They get the short end of the stick. VJ's been there, done that. I'm wondering deep down if he just wants to stay here, be the defensive coordinator, continue to be in position to win championships. He's got ties to Colorado. He lives here. So for me, I'm almost wondering if VJ is not going to want to leave. He might get offers, but he'll probably just end up getting fired in 3 or 4 years because he never had a quarterback wherever he ends up going. I'd much rather him stay here, and I think he's starting to realize that too. All right, 1st down and 10 for the Chargers. Their own 19 is where they start off. Kamani Vidal, and he's able to wither his way through. It looks like Patrick Queen is a little bit slow to get up there for the Steelers. Bo Nix's current 17-game pace, 3,963 total yards, 36 total touchdowns, 14 interceptions, and 85.7 passer rating. That does not sound like someone who should be benched. Absolutely. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Gadsden in motion. Comes underneath, screen to Johnston, and Johnston, poor blocking ahead, able to turn it into a gain of a few. I'll give him 3 on that one. 2nd down and 7. 5 minutes left to play in the first half. What are some players that you evaluated that you thought were never going to be impact clear, that you thought were going to be impact clearance, but impact players, I'm assuming, but never really panned out? I'm trying to think of some off the top of my head. There are some. I know for a fact there are. I can tell you one that's the opposite, one that I didn't think was going to be a big impact player and was Nick Bonito. I didn't see it with Nick Bonito coming out of college, and that was a player I was dead ass wrong about. Herbert incomplete, a little bit wide of Gadsden there, but there is a flag down. Looks like this one's going to be on the Chargers based on Herbert's reaction. Yep, holding on the Chargers. I can't remember off the top of my head, but there are definitely players who would meet that criteria, KB. We need a documentary on the improvement of VJ. He's a good coach, man, and good coaches find ways to fix their weaknesses. Yep, Trey Pipkins right there with the hold for the Chargers. Pretty easy call. 2nd down and 17. Yeah, again, I don't know if VJ's going to want to just because of the fact that he's probably going to go to a bad situation as a defensive-minded coach. Underneath, swing pass with blocking in front for Vidal. Nice gain there. That brings up a 3rd down and manageable. Justin Herbert's another player that I was wrong about. I didn't think he was going to pan out. Did. Oh, I got one. No, that one really doesn't fit the criteria either. Jeez, I can't remember off the top of my head. But again, I know there are players who fit that criteria. Herbert is sacked. Keanu Benton. This has been a good defensive game. Pittsburgh's defense has played a lot better than I expected them to in this one.
Yeah, one of the guys who's been red hot is Nate Wilson, the linebacker. Watch him. He's the one that's going to get the initial pressure, and then the cleanup sack's going to come after that. Gets right around Vidal, forces a step up in the pocket, and then Mitten's there to finish it off.
J.K. Scott set to kick it away.
J.K. Scott booming it away. High kick, fair catch at the 22-yard line for Pittsburgh. Yeah, I'm going back through like each Broncos draft in recent memory just to see if there's a player I was crazy about that didn't pan out. I mean, Javonte, but that was more injuries than anything else.
That's okay. Doesn't have to be pretty. We'll just get out of here with a win.
Yeah, but eventually somebody
23, let's see.
We have seen more missed opportunities. This is going to be
I mean, Drew Sanders, that's kind of another one, I would say. I had a lot of high hopes for Sanders, but again, injuries. Audric Estime, that's a big one, actually. Estime was one I thought was going to pan out. Yeah, Henry Ruggs, I mean, yeah. Jaron Warren to the 27-yard line. No, I wasn't a big Greg Dulcich guy coming out, but there was another tight end that I was high on that didn't pan out, Jelani Woods. Same draft class. I was really high on Jelani Woods that year, and he did not pan out. Went to the Colts. It was kind of another injury thing, but he just never panned out there. Second and 6. Just outside the 27. Freiermuth in motion. Over the middle. Rodgers too high and intercepted. Looking for Metcalf. Threw it right to R.J. Mickens. Phew, man. It's not often you see Aaron Rodgers sail one like that for a pick, but he sure did. Yeah, Alberto to an extent. That's another one. Bobby Humphrey, yeah, that is old school. Jake Butt, that's a good one. Jarvis Moss. What's up with AB? I mean, I haven't really paid attention to that situation. I know that he's wanted for some pretty serious charges that I can't say on this stream because I'll get demonetized. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, man, that's not one you see from him often. Obviously, that is not what we want here in Broncos country. We're pulling for the Steelers. 2:09 left to go in the second quarter. We will be going on a brief halftime intermission, guys. So if you guys need to use the restroom, get a drink, take a bong rip, anything like that, I will be doing all three. So with that Vidal run, gain of 8 yards, that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning, second down and short for the Chargers on the other side of this commercial break. That's an old school one. Darius Kilgo. That was before I really was an evaluator of this team. That was back when I was just kind of a casual fan. So those, I shouldn't have brought that comment up. That word will get me demonetized. Those charges came out of Miami, but he was hiding in Dubai for like the last several months and was flaunting it on social media because he's an absolute dumbass. And eventually marshals went over there and arrested him, but the charges were originally out of Miami. Tatum Bell, yeah, that's really old school. Christian Wilkins, he's a free agent they could pick up right now, but he's had some mental health issues and some sort of off-the-field problems. That's the reason why he's not on a team right now. It's not because of a lack of physical skills or ability. I don't think Christian Wilkins would be a guy that Denver would be interested in. If he's mentally all good, maybe, but that's kind of a tightrope that I don't know I really want to walk right now. It's either going to be 8-3 or 12-3 at halftime. Very untraditional score. Maurice Claret. I don't even know that name, to be perfectly honest. I have no clue who that is. Royce Freeman, yeah, but again, that was a little bit before I was really an evaluator, so I couldn't say one way or another. Like back then, it was like, oh, cool, they drafted a running back out of Oregon. I didn't really know much about the player at that point. So it was really about 2019 that I really started to become an evaluator of this team. And then I started becoming a YouTuber in 2022. Was Royce the all-time leading rusher there? Damn. I did not know that, Maverick. I had no friggin' clue that Royce was the all-time leading rusher at Oregon. Does he still hold that record, or has he been passed since? Ooh, man, looking forward to halftime. I need to stand up. My legs are starting to cramp. He still got it? Okay. Hats off, Royce. I had no clue. So we had a little bit of a shake-up with the Detroit Lions today. Dan Campbell took over offensive play calling duties. Here's Vidal, and he is going to get across the 30-yard line. That'll pick up the first. Mark them down to the Steelers 26. Chargers do get the ball to start the second half. Yeah, Tez is balling. I really wanted Tez here in Denver. I feel like Tez would have been what everybody's hoping Troy Franklin is going to be for this team. Yes, he called plays in his first year in Detroit. Then Ben Johnson took it, but now he's back to doing it. Cats are all good. They are all good. Comes underneath. Can Johnston break a tackle? He can, and Johnston call it a gain of 7.
Yeah, Mike, the Steelers defense playing without corner Darius Slay right now. He's being evaluated for a concussion.
Oh, yeah, a little friendly fire from Slay. Collided with his own teammate, and whenever they go back to the locker room for a concussion check, that generally means that they're out. Oh, all good, KB, all good. All right, so Pittsburgh took a timeout there. Stopped at 49 seconds. Pittsburgh has 2 more timeouts. Chargers have all 3. And we got a whistle and a timeout taken by the Chargers. So both teams call a timeout right there. TJ Watt, haven't heard much from him tonight. It's because they're double teaming him like crazy. Got tight ends on him. They've got running backs on him. They are not letting number 90 wreck this game. They have done a really good job. Rodgers looks like he lost his best friend. Most chip blocks faced this season. TJ Watt, 102. Aiden Hutchinson, 65. And Myles Garrett, 65. So TJ Watt has had almost double the amount of chips as the next guy in the league. That's nuts. If Bo has a better game against the Kansas City Swifties, we can put these bench Bo conversations to bed. He has played well in his 2 games against the Steve Spagnuolo defense, so I'm hoping he can do that here. Pressure coming from the Steelers. They hand it off. It's going to be Vidal, and he's got yet another first down. Clock ticking inside 40 seconds. Nobody's calling a timeout here. And looks like Steelers are content not getting the ball back here before halftime, which I don't really understand because the Chargers get the ball back to start the second half. 2 receivers set on each side for the Chargers from their 16. Fires incomplete, bobbled and dropped by Keenan Allen. James Pierre on the coverage for Pittsburgh. Pierre in for the injured Darius Slay. 16 seconds, clock stopped. Second down and 10 from the 16 for the Chargers. Oh, gross. Ugh. Hopefully we get our revenge in this one, man. Second down and 10. Allen in motion. Herbert fires over the middle, caught, touchdown. Well, there's the McConkey touchdown for your parlay. Damn. That sucks. And again, Chargers get the ball to start the second half, so they can open this game up here potentially. That blows. That blows. If I did, I misspoke. It's the Chargers. So here's Dicker. Kicks up, and it's good. 12-3. Chargers lead. So, 2-score lead now for the Chargers. Not good. Again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and do this now because it's a good time to do so. I'm going to go ahead and unplug, and we're going to lose the connection for just about 30 seconds. So, very brief intermission here, and then we will come back. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now, guys. All right, as promised, we are back, and KB asked if I played football growing up. Nope, did not. I have never played a down of football in my life, but I've studied the game and learned the game through watching it, and playing Madden's taught me a bit about the game, actually. If you know how to play Madden and know how to learn coverages from it, it actually is a pretty good teaching tool. It's not perfect, but it does help you learn some of the basics. And then also, I've read a few playbooks, watched a lot of teaching tape from guys like Brett Coleman, the QB school, Alex Rollins. So that's how I've picked up my knowledge of the game over these years. Yep, there was your McConkey touchdown. Hot take, Steelers missed the playoffs. They might. The way they're playing, they sure might, man. All right, 1st and 10. They're trying to get some points here. They got 12 seconds and 2 timeouts before halftime. Aaron takes the snap. In trouble. Comes out of the pocket. Fires. Ooh, that was nearly intercepted. Dante Jackson was there. Now they're down to 1 second. That took a lot of time, that last play. So probably just going to try to chuck one up here. Might be too far for a Rodgers Hail Mary, though. We know that Aaron can launch it far. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it to the end zone from here. We'll see. Looks like they reset the clock to 5 seconds. So this is going to be the last play before halftime. Let me go ahead and get my halftime banner ready here. Oh, but I just realized my score is messed up. There we go.
Really don't have those guys ready to play yet.
Okay, that's better.
Maybe they will. Calvin Austin, Roman Wilson. Maybe they will.
We gotta beat KC, man. We need a statement win versus them. No cap. I agree. I 100% agree. That would definitely be a statement win. And before the snap, Chargers will spend a timeout. So this is gonna be the last play here before the end of the half. And let me grab my items that I am going to need for my halftime ball rip. Make sure I don't show these items on camera. All right, one last snap coming up. Yep, I said the same thing earlier, David. Even if our offense struggles, I expect our defense to play well and keep us in it. At this point, I don't think he is. It's looking more and more like Washington for PS2. 3rd and 10. Set up a screen. It's Scotty Miller. Out of bounds, and that will end the half. So, Chargers lead 12-3. We are rooting for the Steelers here in Broncos country, so this is not going the way we want it to go so far. We are going to take a halftime intermission, guys. We will be back shortly. Hope you guys stay with me here on Broncos Syndicate. We'll be back. All right, we are back for second half action from SoFi Stadium as the Los Angeles Chargers lead the Pittsburgh Steelers 12-3 here in Broncos country, which is why I'm doing this stream. We are rooting for the Pittsburgh Steelers because we want the Los Angeles Chargers to lose so the Broncos can keep a 2-game lead in the AFC West. Unfortunately, it's not looking like that's going to happen so far. The Steelers have had some miscues on offense. Aaron Rodgers, he had that sack in the end zone for a safety. Then he threw an interception. It's just been kind of a struggle so far for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then you've got the Chargers that haven't exactly been a dominant performance by them, but they do lead by 2 scores. They get the ball to start the second half, so they've got an opportunity to potentially open this game up and make it out of reach for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's go ahead and get back in the chat here. It says, please enjoy this music while your party is reached. Man, that's old school. I remember those ringtones back in the day, man. Next game we have KC. Hope we can beat them. Tired of seeing the red zebras. Yeah, understandable. Understandable. I think everybody collectively is tired of seeing the red zebras. Is Pittsburgh really that impressive to people? No, not so far. I wouldn't be surprised if the Ravens still win the AFC North. They're playing a lot better football right now, so it is very possible. Yes, we're actually first in the AFC West. Let's go Broncos. Obviously, we want to maintain that lead and make it a 2-score lead, or a 2-game lead, I should say. So obviously, we are definitely hoping for the Pittsburgh Steelers to come back and win this game. Steelers suck balls. Give them my phone number. Steelers need to wake up. Yes, I am in a closet. I have converted my bedroom closet into a recording studio. Main reason is because there's a bit of an echo with my microphone, and having it in a smaller room combats it to a certain extent. Plus, I've got the shelf behind me where I can hang up all my loot and all my memorabilia. This sign right here, it was made by a company that used to do, I used to do an advertisement for him, but he no longer sells these signs of NFL logos. The NFL got on his case for it, so I no longer promote this sign, but it did come from a website that sponsored this program here for a little while. Excuse me. So that is the main reason why I am in here in this closet. First quarter has been a baseball score so far. Yep. Do the Chargers still face the Eagles? Yes, that still has yet to happen. Yeah, I believe the Chargers still have the Eagles and the Cowboys that they have to face. I know they faced the Commanders and they faced the Giants. So Rodgers 7 for 14, 64 yards, no touchdowns, an interception, 2 sacks, including one of those sacks being in the end zone for a safety. Herbert, 13 for 22, 91 yards so far. 1 passing touchdown to Ladd McConkey. 4 touchdowns in the last 6 games for McConkey this season. Excuse me, guys. That bong rip I just took is starting to come back to haunt me. Chris Boswell is set to kick off here to get this second half underway. And here we go. Darius Davis on the return, or make it number 38 actually for the Chargers, and he's able to get it to the 32-yard line. Williams, and that will start second half action. Jim Harbaugh.
Keep doing what we're doing. I think we're protected pretty well. And just strong, tough, violent second half. That's what we're going to need to win this game.
Defensively, you've held the Steelers in check.
All right, Pittsburgh. Let's see if we can get a stop here. We need it. We need it here in Broncos country. Let's go Steelers. All right, Herbert comes out in the gun, and we had a false start on the first snap from scrimmage in the first half, and now we got a false start by the Chargers on the first snap from scrimmage in the second half. This game has been so nutty. Tucker Fisk, the tight end / fullback. So now Fisk checks out of the game, and it's a first down and 15. That's pretty funny. 3 receivers set to the right side. Now Keenan Allen comes in motion left. Vidal in the backfield. From their own 28-yard line, Herbert takes the snap. Fires, that is deflected, and it goes back into the hands of Herbert. Looks like the Steelers might have been offside with Alex Highsmith. He might have come across a little bit early. And that is indeed what they're going to call here. All right, so that play does not count. 5-yard penalty. So the Chargers get that false start yardage back. Very clunky beginning to the first half and a very clunky beginning to the second half in this game. We need it, man. We need it bad. But first, Steelers defense needs to get them off the field. Handoff. A little delayed handoff there to Vidal, and that's good. Apologies, guys. My internet had a fuck up there. Meanwhile, Herbert had a deflected pass. TJ Watt was the one who got in there and batted it down, just like his brother JJ, and that's 3rd down and 8. Watt rushing against Trey Pipkins, the right tackle, a little inside move, and yep, just got that paw up there and batted that one down. That's going to bring up a 3rd down now for LA. 3 receivers set to the right, 2 left. Herbert looking right, fires right, completes right. It's Keenan Allen, and he's got a 1st down. Tackle made by Jalen Ramsey. Pick up a 13 on the play. 955 catches in his career. Working out of the slot as he usually does. Oh, man, the guy who was covering him, Gadsden ran into him. It was legal contact, though. That's not offensive pass interference. It could have been close, but I think that's legal. 1st down and 10, handoff. Man, that's going to be stuffed. It's black. I was wondering the same thing, Joe, but I think it was legal enough to not call it. 2nd down. Yeah, I thought the same thing, Joe.
There are 9 guys on either side. This is like just old-fashioned street fight kind of thing. Like who's going to be able to sustain it? Who's going to?
It's trench ball, man. That's what this is. Both of these teams take pride in playing good trench football. Herbert fires, good pocket, and that's broken up. Johnston, the intended receiver. Pierre, the defensive play. Really nice play there by James Pierre. Quentin Johnston kind of has had some cases of the dropsies throughout his career. Just trying to hit him over the middle of the field. In-breaking route, dig route. Oh, that should have been caught, man. He needs to come up with that one. That one hit him. Hit him in the hands, hit him in the chest. That needs to be caught. 3rd down and 10, 3 receivers set right. In trouble's Herbert. He's going to go down. Alex Highsmith, let's go. That's what we needed. Nowhere for Herbert to go, and he just had to eat it on that play. They had Watt and 51 rushing on that side. TJ Watt forced Herbert to step up in the pocket, and Alex Highsmith was right there waiting for him. Here's Scott, another boot. Booming high kick from Scott. It's going to be fair caught. Really nice job there. It's going to be at the 9-yard line, and the Steelers once again have less than ideal field position. Feels like in this game, Pittsburgh's lost the field position battle. Once again, guys, I will emphasize, if you are just tuning in, the reason why we are streaming this game is because we need the Chargers to lose. If they lose, then the Denver Broncos will maintain a 2-game lead in the AFC West. But if the Chargers win, it's just going to be a 1-game lead, and Denver will have no insurance if they drop their game against Kansas City a week from today. So we are rooting for a Chargers loss and a Pittsburgh Steelers win. So this one does have big implications here for the Denver Broncos. We're also going to be streaming most likely the Chiefs and the Cowboys game on Thanksgiving. That one is also going to have pretty heavy implications for the Denver Broncos, I would imagine. So we'll be streaming that one as well. These are both happening, of course, before our next Denver Broncos stream, which will be on November 30th when we take on the Washington Commanders. So hopefully you guys can tune in for all of these streams. Thank you guys for rocking with me in this one. If you could just do me a big favor and smash the like button as well as subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support. It helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. Additionally, if you guys want to go above and beyond supporting the channel, please consider becoming a channel member today. You can do so by clicking the link in the description below. Help me improve the production quality of these videos, and it just helps support me in general. I would really appreciate it. Again, the link is in the description below. Any news on if the NFL is going to flex the Commies game off of the night game slot? I don't think it's going to happen. We would have found out today. So maybe before this game's over, but I was kind of looking at some of the games that could potentially replace it, and there aren't really any good ones out there. So just by that fact alone, I think this game's going to stay on Sunday Night Football. Could be wrong, though. We've talked about that possibility for a couple of weeks now, ever since Jaden Daniels got injured. So it's definitely in the cards still. We should find out by the end of this game if it's going to happen or not. If we get no news, that means the game is still on for Sunday Night Football. They've got to do it 2 weeks in advance, so it would have to happen by the end of this game if it's going to happen at all. So we will find out while we are live for this game. All right, here we go, Steelers. 11:44 left to play in the third quarter. Rodgers coming under center. They quick snap it, and they toss it right to Jaylen Warren. Warren with a hurdle. Warren first down and more. Brought out of bounds at the 23. What a run by Jaylen Warren. Absolutely big hurdle there. Jumps over number 20 for the Chargers, Cam Hart. Oh, that was nasty. And then finally, Henley brings him out of bounds. Justin says, go Steelers. We want the MVP Rodgers to make one last appearance, right? Yep, we do. We need it for this game because we want the Chargers to lose. 8 carries for 42 yards so far for Warren. Let's see if they lean into him more in this half. They're going back to him. And Warren, nice move. Picks up, call it 6 yards. So let's see if the Steelers want to predicate the ground game. And looks like we might have a little extracurricular activity here. Warren got his shirt ripped up. Yeah, need to go and have a trainer cut that on the sideline. Okay, there's a Charger player down, so they're going to come check on him, and they can cut Jaylen Warren's undershirt now. Yeah, there was the yank on it right there by Henley, and that tore it. That fabric's pretty durable, but if you grab it just right and pull just right, you can tear it. Yeah, I mean, they've got pretty strong fabric, those undershirts do. They haven't cut it yet. God, that looks ridiculous. Meanwhile, Tier Tart walks off gingerly with 3 Chargers trainers. Hopefully he's okay. Tart's been a big part on this Chargers defensive line this year. Man, that was a nasty hurdle by Warren, though. Whew. Man, that was just sick.
Front leg extended, the back trailing leg sort of kicked around, full hurdle style.
They still haven't fixed his shirt. 2nd and 5. 10.5 minutes left to play in the third. 2 receivers set to the left side, 2 tight ends right. Warren in the backfield, and he gets the call again. They've been leaning on Warren here in this half. He's going to get it to the 30-yard line. Credit him with 3 yards. Tried to push it a little further, but it looks like they blew it dead. They did. Mark him at the 30. That would bother me too. Like, how is that not affecting his ability to run right there? Yeah, you've got to cut that shirt, dude. Turn him into a Goomba. 1 to 2 minutes behind. Kenneth Gainwell at running back, and Rodgers. Play clock was running down. They're going to have to spend a timeout. Are they going to call delay a game? Nope, timeout.
But still, that's not what you want. Yeah. Right? You're down in the game. You need to preserve.
All right, they're wrapping up Tart's ankle. That's a good sign.
Going berserk if that were to happen with him. And so now it makes this third down even more important because you had to preserve.
Yeah, it's got to be my stream that's behind because I'm using an antenna, so this should be about as live as I can get here with the actual game. They still haven't fixed his shirt. 12-3 game. 3rd down and 2 for the Steelers from their own 30-yard line. DK Metcalf goes in motion to the right. Rodgers in trouble. Pocket's collapsing and he's going down. Down goes Aaron Rodgers. Tuli Pulotu. Chargers sack leader on the season brings down Aaron Rodgers. Mike came in early and he was saying that I was a Chargers fan in this one. Oh, man, that meme will never die. Yeah, that's one that Rodgers used to be able to get out of, but not anymore. He's not playing well tonight. Waitman to kick it away. Here's Davis on the return, brought down 35-yard line, and there's a flag. Roman Wilson was the one who brought him down. Did they get the face mask here? Or is the flag on the extracurricular activity? Connor Hayward, Cam Hayward's younger brother, the tight end for the Steelers. He might have been in on this as well. Let's see what's going on. Oh, that looks like a taunt. That's going to be on Wilson. And then Davis shoved him, but that looks like a taunt. Nope. They call block in the back. Okay, so they don't get any of the extracurriculars. The flag was on the play on Marlowe Wax for the Chargers. Down goes Rodgers. Chargers take over again, leading by 9. Not a good day for the Denver Broncos so far in terms of the games that we needed to go our way. The Atlanta Falcons, they choked away that game in the fourth quarter against the Colts. So now the Colts still hold first place in the AFC. We needed the Patriots to lose to the Bucs. That one didn't happen. And now this one isn't looking very good either. So Broncos 0 for 3 on getting any help today. Yeah, Steelers turnover would be nice. Father Time cannot be beaten. No, he can't. And overall, Rodgers has been playing some good football this year, but tonight is just not his night. It is not his night at all. Rodgers can still play. I'm very confident in saying that, but sometimes when you get pressure on him, man, that's the thing that can beat him, just like any quarterback. Falcons were always going to fail. It's their thing. Yeah, it's true. It's what they do, man. It's called falconing for a reason. But we could always be a little bit hopeful there. They had it in the fourth quarter, and again, they just completely choked it away in the fourth and overtime. I mean, that possession in overtime for the Falcons was pathetic. It was a 3-and-out. Michael Penix couldn't move the ball. Ugh, it was gross. It really was. And then that Patriots-Buccaneers game, Tampa, they were holding on pretty well to start off, and then New England just pulled the game away. And finally there in that fourth quarter, man, it sucks. It really does. We needed one of these games at least to go our way, and unfortunately it doesn't look like any of them are going to. And again, if the Chargers win this game, Denver doesn't have any insurance. If they lose against Kansas City, they're probably going to lose first place in the AFC West. Falcons head coach is horrible in late game and time management. Yes, that is one of the biggest weaknesses for the Falcons. Raheem Morris, he's not a good head coach. He failed in Tampa Bay. He's not been a good head coach in Atlanta. His game management's awful. His clock management's awful. That's been a very common complaint from Falcons fans. So, yeah, it's just not good. Yep, Falcons, indeed. Indeed. It's what they do, man. They choke. It's like they are the all-time masters of finding a way to lose. They find different ways to lose. It feels like every single time. It's crazy. It really is. All right, Chargers. Beginning this drive here from their own 23-yard line. Tucker Fisk, the fullback tight end, goes in motion. Play action, Herbert over the middle. Oh, tight window throw complete. That was a really nice throw from Herbert to Ladd McConkey. He's down inside the 40-yard line. That was a very tight window for Herbert to fit that one into, and he did it perfectly. It's 12-3.
Getting it underneath Jalen Ramsey there. So
yep, they beat Jacksonville next, or San Diego has to beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville next week. So it's possible. I mean, Jacksonville, if they can pick up a win, but Jacksonville choked away their game against the Texans. Vidal, big burst. Oh, he's caught right there. That could have been an even bigger gain. And Joey Porter looks like he's a little slow to get up for the Steelers. Wes Welker, Julian Edelman. Yeah, he definitely has some of those traits to him for sure. Yeah, Porter's still down. 7:50 left to play in the third quarter. Obviously, this would be a big loss for the Steelers if Porter's unable to return. Steelers are getting pretty thin in the secondary right now. Yeah, you might have to put Ramsey back at corner. It looks like Porter might have landed on his shoulder right there. So let's see what the Steelers want to do. No, Devin, never played. Have not played at any level. I've gained my knowledge of the game from watching film, learning how to watch film on YouTube from guys like Brett Coleman, Alex Rollins, QB School. Even playing Madden a little bit's helped me learn basic coverages and stuff like that. So that's how I've gained my knowledge of the game. Head off the turf, not good. Just remember, Broncos need to take care of themselves. Absolutely they do. That's the most important thing of all. But again, man, some insurance would have helped, and it doesn't look like they're going to get it. Vidal spinning inside the 40-yard line now, down to about the 38. Second down and short for the Chargers, and they just are starting to grind this one out. Yeah, I could see that. I definitely could. That's a pretty good comparison, actually. Ravens going to come back and win the AFC North. It's looking pretty nice for them so far. They had a big win today up in Minneapolis against the Vikings. Second out and 2, 39-yard line, handoff, and nice tackle in the backfield right there. They needed that. That's Herbig for the Steelers. Nick Herbig, he's been a really nice rotational edge rusher for them. Makes a good play there. They needed that. Now it's going to bring up a third down. Yeah, nice job by Herbig dipping through the tackle right there. All right, let's see. Big third down. Third down and 4 from the Steelers 41. Herbert, no pressure. Pass is tipped. Let's go. Cam Hayward got a piece of it. Let's go, baby. We needed that. We needed that big time. I don't think I'd be a very good coach. I don't have that disciplinarian factor, and I don't think I'd be a good teacher either. I think I'm better off doing what I'm doing right now. I love what I do for a living, so I'm going to keep doing it. Yeah, Baltimore is a really scary team if they're healthy. Pittsburgh defense, nothing like they once were. Yeah, I agree. They've been pretty bad this year. Should I ask a sport radio talking point about maybe the Broncos thinking about drafting a new quarterback? No, they're not going to. I mean, if you want to troll, sure. That'd be pretty funny, actually, but I don't think that's going to happen. Yep. Field goal good. And the Chargers extend their lead now to 12 points. So this is now a 2-touchdown game. Boom shakalaka. 1-0 Avs. Who are they playing tonight? Again, I don't really follow hockey that much. I'm a Nuggets and a Broncos fan. I bet no one will dog the Steelers for doing nothing on offense when they have a Hall of Fame quarterback. Yeah, probably not. Because it's the Steelers. They don't usually get dogged on like that. I heard Denver started the terrible towel thing and Pittsburgh yoinked it. So they have given out a few towels at games. They've also given out some towels at training camp. This one came from training camp. But I don't think they're trying to turn it into a full-blown, like, every game thing like the Steelers do. Yeah, and plus, they're not even going to have that discussion. Bo Nix is going to get at least until the end of next year. At least. He's already had one promising year, so why would you even think about benching the first quarterback to lead you to the playoffs in 10 years? Seriously. Yeah, I mean, they won't. Sonny says they won't draft one until after year 4 if Bo shows no improvements. I think year 3, more realistically, he'll get the rest of this year. He'll get all of next year. But again, man, any conversation about them replacing Bo this season or next season is completely moot. They're playing the Canucks. Okay. I know that the Avs are doing really good this year, though. And then the Nuggets, they've been really, really impressive, man. It's so good to see them finally have a bench. They desperately needed it. Kyler will be the Steelers' starting quarterback in 2026. I actually think they might bring Rodgers back. He's been playing well. Their main issue has been on the defensive side of the ball this season. If Rodgers wants to play next year, I think the Steelers would happily have him back. Oh, it was back in the day? Okay. These past couple of years, they have given out some towels at games. They have tried to get something going, but it's not like an every game thing. Let's not forget when Manning had that year where he rewrote the record books in 2013 It's what the no-chill Bronco fans want. And let's just be honest here. Peyton Manning was a friggin' unicorn. We were very lucky to get him, but we can't expect that every single year. On the return is Williams for the Steelers. And there is a flag on the return. Yep, I've started to become a big Nuggets fan, man. I started watching them the year they won the championship, and I've gotten hooked ever since. Aaron Gordon is my favorite Nuggets player. I mean, I love the Joker too, obviously, but Aaron Gordon, he is a people's player. He really is. Yep, we really need a score here for the Steelers. We really do. Yep, 18-9 as a starter, man. At the end of the day, that's pretty damn good. Yeah, I get it. I really do. I'd love to see Sanders get the opportunity. Dylan Gabriel, he's not going to raise the ceiling of your offense. The season's over, I should say. So, yeah, at this point, yeah, you might as well just throw him out there. I haven't watched it recently, but I have watched it before, yeah. I love Grossi. I respect the hell out of him. Got to meet him at his fan meetup when he did the 30 stadiums in 30 days. He and Perna held a really big meetup at Breckenridge Brewing over in Littleton. That was such an awesome time. He and Perna both really great, down-to-earth dudes. Got to meet them both. It was awesome. 2nd down and 10. Little shift right there from Warren. And they pitch it to Warren, trying to cut back inside. Looking for a lane, cannot find it. Tackled after a gain of 1, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9. But we'll be fine. If you look at the other 2024 quarterback class, they're still using their legs and keeping it simple on offense. Sean needs to dial it back. He's giving Bo too much. He's dying to have Breeze back. They have dialed it back pretty significantly, but I do think they need to dial it back more. Again, man, progression is not linear. There are going to be peaks. There are going to be valleys. I still believe in Bo. 3rd down and 8. Oh, timeout. Do we have to pop an early timeout? See what Pittsburgh had to do. Oh, no, the Chargers take it. All right, first charge timeout here for the Chargers. So both of these teams have just 2 timeouts left. 5:19 left to play in the 3rd quarter. I mean, at the end of the day, Sanders chose to go to Cleveland, so I don't think he was going to demand a trade. He decided to go to Cleveland over Baltimore. Baltimore was going to take him, and his camp said no. So at the end of the day, Sanders made his bed. Now he's got to lay in it. All that work for nothing. There's no way in hell you can put Bo in the same sentence as Manning. Absolutely not. I'm tired of giving Franklin all the targets. He isn't worth it. Maybe next year. I think Franklin has gotten better and better, but right now he's in a bit of a rough patch. Again, peaks and valleys. He's a young player. It's the same thing as Bo. 3rd and 8. Rodgers fires over the middle. Nobody home. Incomplete. Steelers left a punt. It looked like one of the receivers fell down. Rodgers is looking for a flag, and there will be none. Another 3 and out, and the Pittsburgh Steelers will have to punt it away. Let's see here. DK Metcalf was the intended receiver. Did James run into him? Ooh, that might have been close. St. Juste had the initial coverage, but James kind of ran into him. I can see why Rodgers is mad about that one. I really can. Fair catch now made at the 36-yard line by Darius Davis. Yeah, I can see why Rodgers wasn't happy about that one. That looked like a flag. 5:09 left to play in the 3rd. Rodgers hits the bench, very frustrated. And now, again, the Steelers' defense, they've got their backs against the wall. And they have not played well in these situations this year. If it's Moss doing that, flag all day for being in the area, damn straight. We've seen it happen this year. That same shit has gotten called on Moss. Yep, I agree. That looked like pass interference to me. And it seems that Twitter agrees. Yeah, Twitter definitely agrees with that. Oh, man, Aronde Gadsden, he's going to the locker room for the Chargers. That sucks. Never want to see any injuries whatsoever. Franklin will be good, just needs some time. Mims wasn't that great of a receiver with the same time played. Like I said, man, peaks and valleys. I imagine we're going to see a peak soon. From Franklin, from Nix, it's going to come. Mark my words. It's going to come, Broncos country. 22 people in the house. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Little impromptu stream that I decided to do. Again, it's got big implications here for the Broncos. Unfortunately, things aren't going our way. We needed the Chargers to lose this game. Does not look like it's going to happen. I'm not a baseball fan, but I don't acknowledge the Colorado Rockies as a professional sports franchise. Until they get new ownership, they don't earn that right. So, yeah, no, I do not like the Rockies. Yes, it would be nice if those peaks came next weekend for both Bo and Troy. I would agree with that. Quarterbacks, they do take time to develop, and it's not a pretty process sometimes, man. You've got to have patience, and unfortunately, our society as a whole just does not have patience. All right, who?
Why is this not called illegal contact?
Mike, it is really tight. Does he get his feet set in time for the receiver to adjust his route? It's really tight.
It's close.
If he doesn't, then it would be illegal contact. If he does, then it's just a collision and no foul.
Okay, I don't need to charge in basketball.
Yeah, that's a really subjective call right there.
Is that getting your feet set or not?
Here's the inside.
Allen and Elway were asked for their first couple of years. Yeah, for sure. Again, peaks and valleys.
Aronde Gadsden, he's questionable to return with a knee injury.
Oh, knee injury.
And sat down on the bench with
Looks like he
training
bumped
staff.
knees right there with
Into
Peyton
the
Wilson.
medical examination and then limped into the X-ray room. He has not returned to the field.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay, man. That would not be a injury I'd want anybody to suffer. I've done that. That hurts. Knocking your knee on somebody or something. Vidal's wrapped up in the backfield. Kyle Duggar was there, the former Patriots safety. Now wearing the black and gold with the Steelers. Patience takes patience, yes. Yeah, knee bruise, knee contusion. Ugh, they hurt like hell.
And then you got everybody else up here playing the run. So why has it been tough tonight to get the run?
3rd down and 6. Can the Steelers get off the field? Looks like, nope, no whistle. I thought that was a false start. Herbert's taking off. 1st down and more. Sliding down at the 44. Man, I think the defense thought that was a false start. It kind of looked like the tackle jumped early. Let's watch the line here. It looked like the Chargers might have got away with one. Oh, that was close. Might have been a little closer than I thought, actually. But Herbert took off, and he picked up the 1st down. I went to an Elway game his first year, and oh my Lord, every time a defender would get close to him, he would launch the ball as far as he could. Ooh, man. Run for a couple here by Patterson, but there's a flag down. This might be a holding call. Sure is.
Number 73. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
Mekhi Becton, the right guard. Former Eagle and Jet. Everyone's going after Bo, and in reality, it's the whole damn offense. Yep. Receivers, offensive line, the tight ends have been a real big problem. One that we haven't been talking about enough.
It's very hard to be more patient than the Pittsburgh Steelers sticking to the run game. They've done it.
1st down and 20 now. Backed up the 45-yard line. Play action. Herbert comes underneath a little screen to Fisk. He's got some blocking in front. He's tripped by Pierre at the midfield stripe. 42 on 42 crime right there on that play. I think the other issue is that the other issue people gloss over is the Broncos lead the NFL in flags, which is a coaching problem. It is. It definitely is. It's also an officiating problem, too. 2nd down and 13. 2 receivers set to the right side, tight end right as well. You just get that one away. Herbert in trouble. He's going down at the midfield stripe. Herbert wants a flag. He was brought down by the front collar. That's not illegal. You can do that. Yep, you're allowed to tackle him from right there. That's perfectly legal. Yeah, you can grab the front of the collar. That is perfectly legal. Ramsey again, he's been playing safety on this one, and they were double teaming Ladd McConkey. Good job of taking him away. 3rd down and 14, trips right. Herbert, quick throw, complete, and close to the 1st down marker is the tight end, Tyler Conklin. It's going to be a 4th down and short, and I imagine Jim Harbaugh is going to go for this. Or not. They're going to bring out Cameron Dicker here. Try to send this to a 15-point lead. Well, that wasn't a horse collar. You can tackle from the front. You can't tackle from the back. 55-yard try. Dicker, kick is no good. He doinked it. Doinked it off the left upright. Let's go. And the Pittsburgh Steelers are still very much alive. Let's go. The sound that every kicker hears in their nightmares. Why they're not letting Bo run in quarters 1 through 3 is baffling. I want to see more designed runs, but I also want to see that internal clock in Bo's head go a little bit quicker in terms of when he takes off to run. I feel like sometimes he kind of gets caught between, do I run? Do I throw? What do I do here? I want that indecisiveness to go away from Bo. When in doubt, just take off, dude. You can make something special happen with your legs. I'd love for a media member to say, Sean, you say every week we need to coach up the penalty problem, but nothing seems to change. I will say there is one media member that has been going against the grain and has been asking the tougher questions recently, and that's Luca Evans of the Post. Luca really has been asking those tough questions, and since it's a commercial break, I'm going to go ahead and reset my connection now. Probably the last time we're going to have to do it in this stream. So we're going to drop the stream for about 30 seconds, just a quick intermission, and then I will be back. We're going to go ahead and do that now. Peace out, guys. We'll see you in just a few seconds. As promised, we are back, and back to the conversation with Luca Evans. He will ask those tough questions, and the last time he did, Sean didn't like it, and he goes, Evan, and went on this rant, and then afterwards, Luca goes, yeah, my name's Luca. Like, Luca's not going to take any of Sean's crap, which I definitely respect. So, yeah, man, there is a media member out there that asks those kind of questions. And another one that does is D-Mac. D-Mac has never been afraid to ask those tough questions. He's not there for all the practices, I don't think, but after the games, he's always asking those tough questions too. So we do have a couple media members that aren't afraid of Sean Payton. But there are several media members that definitely are afraid of Sean Payton. I think much of Broncos country forgets how washed Peyton looked when we won the Super Bowl. He threw 9 touchdowns and 17 interceptions. Exactly, but in that Super Bowl run, he still helped lead us with his mind. He got us into the right look, so on and so forth. He was still Peyton Manning, even though he was a physically limited Peyton Manning. Meanwhile, Jalen Warren, he's got a first down. Chopped down by Elijah Molden. That'll move the chains. Steelers probably want to start moving the ball a little quickly here. They can get off at least one more play here before the end of the quarter. 2 receivers set to the left side, 2 tight ends to the right. We've seen this formation a bit. Rodgers, quick strike. That is complete. Freiermuth, he was on the left-hand side. Just a quick slant to him. Steelers fans salute him, and that is going to be the final play of the third quarter, with the Pittsburgh Steelers trailing the Los Angeles Chargers 15-3. Again, we are going for the Steelers here in Broncos country. If the Chargers lose, Denver has a 2-game lead in the AFC West. If they win, Denver has just a 1-game lead in the AFC West and no insurance heading into next week's game against Kansas City. We're going into the fourth quarter right now. This is going to be the first play of the fourth quarter coming up. So there is still time here for Pittsburgh. They've got an opportunity to score here, get a stop, get the ball back, score again, and they're golden. But again, they've got to move with a little bit of urgency. Rondé Gadsden still in the locker room. That is not good for the Chargers. Again, we do not want to see anybody hurt. And then Darius Slay, he's out for the Steelers with a concussion. So a couple injury updates for this one. Remember, everyone, the Broncos have played 7 games inside of about a month. I bet they're tired and worn down. They probably are. And this is going to be a good time for them to do a little bit of soul searching, figure out what they're doing well, what they're not doing well, and correct some of the things that they're not doing well. If Pittsburgh loses tonight, we have to prepare next week. Yep, absolutely. Again, if the Pittsburgh Steelers lose tonight and the Chargers win, there will be no margin for error for the Broncos in the AFC West. We really need the Steelers to rally and win this game. Where's your favorite spot to sit in the stadium? That's a good question. I kind of like the section 520-ish area, like 516 to 520. I like being able to be up in the nosebleeds because you can see everything up there. I like being in the lower section of the nosebleeds, though. Like, I'll go and sit in the far first row section of the nosebleeds. So probably like section 520, row 4. That would be the ideal seat spot, in my opinion. You get a straight shot down, all 22 angle. It's a great view. We have to prepare for every single game. For this game especially, you've got to be extra prepared, though, going up against Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo. No VIP pucks that is heated and cooled with a spread of food. Nope, I don't get any of that. They do give those to like the media as well as like corporate sponsors and stuff, but I've never been into that, and I'd rather just be outside with all the fans. Arthur Smith calling the plays there for the Steelers. It's the first time the camera's panned his way tonight, which is kind of surprising. It might not be just because of the way their defense is playing. They might trust him to get a stop. Rodgers, play action. Comes underneath. It's going to be Warren, first down and more. He is down to the 14. Just a little screen to him, and that's going to pick up some nice yardage. Now it might be 4-down territory. Yep, now it might be 4 down territory. Yep, Smith has been the Steelers OC for these past 2 years. From the Chargers, 14. Hand off, Warren again, and he's going to take it to the 9. Gain of 5. Yeah, now it's 4 down territory. 13 minutes and counting left to play in this ball game. Not good, Joe. Not good odds at all. 2nd down and 6 from the 10. Skoranek in motion. Rodgers wanted the quick throw. It's not there. Now he has to just dirt it. He wanted to throw the slant. It was not there. He had to spin away and just throw it in the dirt. It's going to be 3rd down and 6. Again, Rodgers just wanted to get that ball out quick, but did Bud Dupree drop in coverage? I think he did. Yeah, he did. That completely clogged the window, and Rodgers just had to get rid of it. Hell, I don't even think he'd be good in Pop Warner. Yes, it will be done for next year. It should be done in May. 3rd down and 6. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Rodgers climbing the pocket, got hit, incomplete. Looking for Kenny Gainwell, and now it's 4th and 6. You got to go. You have to. Yep, you have to. Because even if you go and don't get it, Chargers are going to get less ideal field position than if you kick it and then kick it off. So you got to go. And then if you don't make it, just hope your defense can get another stop. Arthur Smith sending in the play call. Freiermuth in motion. Bunch formation left. Rodgers, end zone, incomplete. Looking for Metcalf. Cam Hart had the coverage. All right, so now they need another stop here. They need at least 2 stops from this defense. Just trying to do a little back shoulder fade, and Cam Hart played that beautifully. Rodgers less than pleased. And things are not looking good, unfortunately, for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, guys, I just want to go ahead and bring in the playoff picture for those of you who weren't in earlier when we previewed this. So in the AFC, the Indianapolis Colts, they won against the Atlanta Falcons today. So they are 8-2, and they maintain the top seed. Denver has the number 2 seed at 8-2, and then the Patriots, who won against the Buccaneers today, they are also sitting at 8-2. So all 3 of these teams have the same record at the top of the AFC. You've got the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're currently 5-4, but things are not looking very good for them in this game. Chargers, the 5th seed at 6-3. Bills, the 6th seed, also at 6-3 after they lost to Miami today. And then you've got the Jaguars at 5-4, who are the 7th seed. If it ended today, the Jacksonville Jaguars would be traveling to Denver to take on the Broncos. Denver, as of right now, has a 92% chance to make the playoffs. That's pretty damn good. Then on the outside looking in, we have Kansas City at 5-4, Houston at 4-5. You've got the Ravens at 4-5, Bengals at 3-6, Dolphins at 3-7, Jets at 2-7, Raiders at 2-7, Browns at 2-7, and then the Titans at 1-8. So that is the current playoff picture in the AFC. It's looking good for the Broncos to make the dance, but in terms of the division, this was a game that would have really helped us out. Next week, things are going to be really on the line for the Broncos against the Kansas City Chiefs. Have a good night, David. Take care, man. Wonder if Rodgers would take what his 20-year-old self would take what his 20-year older self career, even though he turned into what he did, or punch his older self in the face. Not quite sure what you're saying there, Joe, honestly. So we'll be playing against the Jaguars if it ended today. Correct. All right. We are back. Chargers have the ball. They are pinned deep in their own territory. They're back at their own 10-yard line. Pittsburgh desperately needs a stop. Trey Harris on the motion. Quick throw to Johnston. Can he get out? He can. Johnston breaks another tackle. First down and more. Forced out by Ramsey at the 25. Good start to the drive for the Chargers. Those last-minute Chargers and Colts losses were probably the two worst teams to lose to, for sure. For sure. Missing tackles. They cannot tackle. Yep. That's been a problem for this Steelers defense all year. I've seen it in every Steelers game that I've watched this season. The tackling has been horseshit. First down and 10. Condensed formation. Johnston out wide. They're going to hand it to Vidal. And Vidal keeps churning. They'll give him 4 to the 29-yard line. Second down and 6. 11:45 and counting here in this ball game. Chargers, at this point, they're just trying to run as much clock as they can and try to get into field goal range here. Oh, man, my legs are cramping. Oh, boy. Am I going to cornrow my hair? That would be never. I don't like braiding it or cornrowing it or anything. I'll just put it back in a little short bun or sometimes a ponytail. That's it. Second and 6. Herbert flushed out right. Fires incomplete. Eccles had the coverage there on Allen. The throw went over his head. It's going to bring up a third down and 6. Clock stopped at 11:08. I haven't in years, to be honest. Like, maybe the last time I did was like 5-6 years ago. I need a photo for the. I mean, I put my hair in a man bun all the time, like literally all the time. That's like the main way I wear it when it's down. Like, I can't put it up all the way like this too easily, but yeah, I put it like this and wear it like this all the time. McConkey, he's off to the races, being chased by Ramsey. McConkey cuts inside, and McConkey is down at the 17. Jalen Ramsey, oh man, just got completely burned. Oh, damn it. Yeah, see, it's kind of hard to see it, but I wear my hair like this all the time. I'm going to take it down now, though, because I'll let it down right now.
Right by Brandon Eccles, who was in perfect position. Somehow McConkey holds on.
Yeah, put a fork in them. They're done. Ugh, man, that sucks. Chubbs from Happy Gilmore. Vidal turning the corner. First down. Down inside the 5. Mark him at the 3. And the clock continues to run. Oh, man, this one's over. We're going to keep the stream going because, as I always say, it ain't over till the fat lady sings, but looks like the lady's going to sing sooner rather than later here. Oh, did the curse wheel get the Steelers? I wish I would have known that. Damn it, Perna. First down and goal. Vidal, he's in. Touchdown, Chargers. Good night. Good night to all, and to all a good night.
Remember what Justin Herbert told us about his head coach? He said, when we get in the locker room after a big game, and then all of a sudden people just yell out names. And then Harbaugh will stream
It is not the Steelers' night, man, and it has not been the Broncos' day either in terms of getting help from the rest of the league.
This is a franchise.
I mean, Benito's up there for me. He certainly is. He's cooled off, but, I mean, Benito's definitely up there for me. I'll have to go look at stats and all that, but right now, Myles Garrett's definitely making a case. I mean, Myles Garrett's probably the betting favorite right now if I had to guess. Yeah, Vlad McConkey with that big catch and run, and then Kamani Vidal finishes it off. Not great, Bob. Not great whatsoever. Broncos 0 for 3, it looks like, in terms of getting help from the rest of the league in today's games. Wah, wah, wah. So now, man, Denver is going to have to take care of their business against the Kansas City Chiefs. There's no more margin for error. If Denver ends up dropping this game, then they might lose their lead in the AFC West. How did they beat the Colts? Colts just had a bad day. They turned the football over 6 times. And it seems like that defensive performance was kind of a flash in the pan. Rodgers hasn't been very good in this game. He's been good overall this year. This one, though, he has struggled a lot. Yeah, nobody wanted to help us today. Not in the slightest. That one game might have helped him, though, like significantly. Ladford went for the run on that interception instead of tackling. Hold on, I think someone's at my door. 1 second. Yeah. Did you knock? That was weird. It sounded like someone was banging on my door. Yeah, Colts did have some turnovers today. I know Daniel Jones, he had an interception, but they were able to overcome it. Maybe, but I don't think I'd be able to cover the sport well enough. I don't know basketball like I know football. Like, I'm very good with football. That's why I have the confidence to cover it. But I don't know if I have the confidence as of right now to cover basketball. I just don't know if I'd bring enough knowledge. I don't know if I'd bring enough insight. With football, I'm very confident that I do. But again, basketball, I'm still very new to the sport. So maybe in a few years. But if we find some other Nuggets fan, then we might have them do Nuggets Syndicate. We'll see. Because we'd like to expand the Syndicate beyond just the NFL. We want to do like NBA, MLB, NCAA. We want to do all the major sports leagues and all the major sports teams. I am maybe thinking next year, though, if Dion's still there, about doing a CU Buff Syndicate. It won't be as much content as Broncos Syndicate. Like, it might just be one video a day, maybe. But I might do CU Buff Syndicate. I'm thinking about it. Because I can cover football. I'm very confident with that. And I've really learned CU's roster over these last couple of years. So I think I could probably cover CU pretty effectively. Do you think the Chargers will catch up to us in the West? As my camera out focuses again. Come on, there we go. I mean, if Denver continues to play well, they shouldn't. But Denver doesn't have any margin for error anymore against Kansas City. They've got to win that game. Underneath, quick throw, Metcalf. Steelers hurrying up. 9 minutes left to play in this game. I don't know. I don't anticipate him getting fired, though. Just because of the financial impact he's brought to this region, I don't think he's getting fired for that reason alone. Screw the football. Just everything he's brought outside of that, he's not getting fired based on that alone. Rodgers, deep ball, incomplete, looking for Gainwell, but there's a flag. Henley had the coverage. Let's see who this is on. I mean, both would be equally dumb in my opinion. Holding on Cam Hart for the Chargers, 5 yards, automatic first down. But again, first downs aren't really what the Steelers are after right now. They need touchdowns. 3-score game, they got to go. Ours. Easily ours. It's not close. Yeah, agreed. He should have. Get that experience under his belt now because he got better and better as that game went on against West Virginia. So I completely agree. Not playing Juju, at least the majority of this year, was coaching malpractice. Rodgers, oh man, off the hands of Austin, intercepted. Dante Jackson, the former Steeler. And that is the exclamation point for this game. Damn it, bro. That sucks. I didn't really see it. I know Buffalo didn't play a good game. I know they weren't playing clean football. I'll go back and watch it a little bit later on just to kind of find out what happened in that game. The Broncos versus KC game is going to be a shit show with flags, given how they love Patty. Yeah, I'm expecting that, but Denver's got to play clean football and not give them any reason to throw any flags. Kind of. I mean, I don't really consider myself a college football fan, but I watch the team every single week. I have enough knowledge of the roster. I feel like I'd be able to bring good coverage. 1st and 10 for the Chargers. Steelers 39. It's Vidal as they look to run this clock out. Gain of 3. I don't think that's out yet. It should be out within the next couple of days. Hopefully it's not one of the bad ones because they got a really bad draw last week with freaking Bill Vinovich. Oh, I hate Bill Vinovich. Yup. I mean, that one was partially on Calvin Austin as well, but yeah, it's not been a good night for Rodgers. Fan when they're good. Yeah, it's been a while for you then. Another handoff for a couple of yards. Oh, please tell me it's not Brad Allen. Please tell me it's not Brad Allen. Hold on. Okay, that information is not out yet. That's not confirmed. I don't think it's Brad Allen because he's officiated a Broncos game in pretty recent memory. So I don't think they're going to make it Brad Allen for this one. He's also officiated a Chiefs game in recent memory. Typically, they don't have an official officiate the same team twice. Is it confirmed? Hold on. I'm going to be pissed if it's Brad Allen, dude. I'm not seeing any information on that. I just looked on Twitter, too. Tell me where you guys heard this, because I'm not seeing any confirmation of that. I'm going to be so pissed if it's Brad Allen, but I'm not seeing any confirmation on that. It's probably going to end up being somebody like... Who haven't we had this year? I don't think we've had Clete Blakeman this year. Sarah Thomas is on Brad Allen's crew, and she does a generally good job. She's not the problem on that crew. The problem on that crew is Brad Allen. Sarah Thomas is actually a really good official. She gets her shit right most times. Herbert in trouble. He's going down. TJ Watt. Yeah, I remember Brad Allen was the official in one of those Chiefs games. I think it was 2023, actually, that Chiefs game that we won here in Denver. In fact, yeah, that was Brad Allen for that one. I remember distinctly that was Brad Allen. I don't think we've had Clay Martin this year. Like, I'm trying to think of all the refs we haven't had this year. Scott Novak, haven't had him yet this year. I'm hoping it's a ref that we haven't had yet this year. I do, Rodney, especially since the game's at home. Hopefully we don't need that game. Hopefully we can rest our starters in that game and we've already got our playoff spot locked up. That's the goal. Hopefully we can play Jarrett Stidham and company in that one and we don't even have to think about it. It can just be a preseason game for us. Yeah, we should find out, I imagine, on Tuesday. That's usually when the refs drop. We already know who's announcing the game. It's going to be Nance and Romo. We're also going to have the NFL Today crew. They're going to be in Denver on site for that game, so that's going to be pretty cool. 4th down and 19. Here's the kick from Scott. Fair catch. Oh, muffed it, and Chargers have it. Oh, God. So they signaled for the fair catch, muffed it. It's just one of those kind of nights for the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. That would be cool. That would certainly be cool. I'd love to see that. Need to go back on the drawing board on PI, maybe make it reviewable again. I'd like to, but the way that the league handled it that year was a disaster. So if they are going to do it, I want it to be a lot better managed than it was in that season, because in that season they were saying that very obvious pass interference wasn't pass interference, and they were throwing flags on PI that was very, very soft. So it just didn't go well. Hopefully they work out the clunkiness of it. Given the fact that it's the NFL, they most likely won't. Yeah, not great. Not great, Bob. What's the hip drop tackle? So it's a tackle where the defender grabs the ball carrier and then they intentionally fall down on their hip. They drop their hip. They're trying to use their momentum to bring down the ball carrier. The problem with it is generally the ball carrier's legs will get trapped underneath the tackle. That's what happened with Cam Scattaboo. That's how he got hurt. We see guys get high ankle sprains left and right from those hip drop tackles. And we saw one today we saw one last week, I should say, where J.K. Dobbins, he got hip drop tackled by Tyree Wilson. And so that happened, and he got hurt on it. It wasn't flagged, though. That's the problem. Yeah, they're not legal. They weren't. They were made illegal this year. Meanwhile, the clock continues to run as the Chargers keep handing it off. 5 minutes and 23 seconds and counting left. Yes, Mark Andrews as well. That was another one. So all of those injuries led to them banning the hip drop tackle. It's tough though, because what are defenders supposed to do, man? They can't hit low, they can't hit high, they can't hip drop tackle. At this point, the NFL just wants it to be two-hand touch. Chargers win. What does that mean for the Broncos? So the Broncos now hold a 1-game lead in the AFC West. If the Chargers win and the Broncos lose next week, then the Broncos are going to lose their lead in the AFC West. If the Chargers had won, then if the Chargers had lost, then the Denver Broncos would have had a 2-game lead in the AFC West. We will talk about that in the game preview videos throughout the week, Rodney. It's too much to summarize here, but number one key is pressure Mahomes and play good offense for the first 3 quarters as well as the fourth quarter. Generally franchise, but I don't play Madden this time of year. I mostly play it during the offseason. Cameron Dicker, field goal is good, and that makes it a 22-point contest. 25-3. And we're going to be going to another commercial break here. Haven't gotten to yet. I've never been inside Ball Arena. I'm hoping to change that this season. I'll probably find some cheap game and go sit in the nosebleeds because I'd really love to go to a Nuggets game. Run the damn ball and dink and dunk the field, burn clock, and keep Patty on the bench. Yep, that definitely summarizes it. Hope Dobbins is good. Any update? Nope, we don't have an update yet. The Broncos don't talk about injuries, so we'll probably hear something on Wednesday once the injury report comes out. He made Boulder the American football capital of the world. I mean, you still have massive celebrities, both in the football and just real life world coming in. And every single week, somebody new is in Boulder. So even though they're not winning games, they're still the talk of the town. Yeah, latest news was he was getting a second opinion. That came out the other day, but we haven't heard anything since. Put Mahomes on the ground? Absolutely. Harvey needs to let loose. They're going to have to turn him loose, especially if Dobbins can't play in this one. Harvey's going to have his best game as a pro. He has issues between the tackles. Yep, he does. He does have the tendency to bounce things to the outside. So, yeah, that definitely is an issue for him. Oh, you were 10 minutes behind. All good. We're just winding this down here. Last couple minutes of this football game. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Really appreciate it, guys. Each and every single one of you. None of this would be possible without the amazing support from Broncos country that I have gotten over these last several years. Again, thank you guys so much. I'd like to see Deuce Vaughn. I imagine he will get elevated if Dobbins is unable to play. In the game, no. There is about 3 minutes, I want to say, left in the game. We're in a commercial break right now. I'm so down. I am so down, KB. If you have me on Twitter, hit me up. I would love to go to a game. I am so down. There's 4:54 left to play. Hope Denver shows up and wins big next week. That would be nice. He really is. He's played well this year, but tonight is just not his night. Have to beat KC next week, non-negotiable. Yep, it definitely is. Kickoff fielded in the end zone. That's a touchback. Cheers, Wooby. Have a good night. Great to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yep, Rodgers has just been off tonight. Yep, the Colts are for real, man. They are playing some really good football right now. Jonathan Taylor, Daniel Jones, that offense looks completely different than it did last year. Outside the pocket, Rodgers is 0 for 4 passing. That's nuts. Comes underneath to Austin. Quick throw for 8 yards. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about it. I really am. I'm kind of sad Altitude Sports isn't on Xfinity. Yeah, I have YouTube TV, and if it's not on YouTube TV, then I just pirate it. Underneath to Freiermuth. First down and more. Finally brought down by Elijah Molden. Clock continuing to run, 4:20. Nice and counting. If it was Bo Nix, I bet you everyone wanted him out. Please design more runs for Nix. Yeah, absolutely. We want to see that, especially in the first 3 quarters. Rodgers, big hit. He goes down. That's incomplete. Harbaugh wants grounding on that play. Yeah, imagine. That would be nuts. Another great quarterback has a bad night. Maybe the Steelers should draft a quarterback in the draft next year. I think they will no matter what. If Rodgers comes back or not, they definitely will. No flag for intentional grounding. Quarterback was being hit as they threw the ball. That's what Brad Rodgers just said. Ugh, that was a big hit. Deshaun Hand, big defensive lineman, just levels Rodgers. Tuli Tuipulotu was in on that one as well. I mean, I'm just hoping that game doesn't matter in the end and we can rest our starters in that game. Rodgers Outside, complete. It's Austin. Why do you think Javonte Williams is doing so well in Dallas? Is it just one more year separation from his injury, or is it just scheme? I think it's both. I think it's a little bit of both. Good night from Tucson. Cheers, Derek. Have a good night. 3rd down and 10 now. We'll probably go ahead and call it at the end of this drive here, guys, because obviously this game is over. Pretty much in garbage time. So after this Steelers drive, if they don't score, then we'll probably go ahead and call it. 3 receivers set right. Rodgers fires, complete. Metcalf out of bounds at the 32, 1st down. Yeah, he did have that fumble against the Cardinals that arguably cost him the game. They are. They definitely are. I think they are going to surprise a lot of people. Appreciate you for tuning in, Rodney. Thank you so much. 1st and 10, 32-yard line. 3 receivers right. Rodgers comes underneath. Pass is caught by Gainwell. Tackled out of bounds after a short gain by Henley. 2nd down. I see 3 AFC West teams making the playoffs. I do too. I definitely do too. The question is, what order will it be? 2nd and 8. Over the middle. Pass is caught by Jonnu Smith. Tackle made. Brings up 3rd down. Not really, Rodney. He did have a chance for a touchdown, but Aaron overthrew him. 3rd down and 4 from the 27. Trip to the right. Underneath, pass caught, and he will take it into the end zone. It's going to be Roman Wilson there. Roman Wilson played for Harbaugh in Michigan, now scores a touchdown against his old head coach. Makes it a 25-9 ball game, pending the PAT. Yeah, Seattle's looking good, man. They really are. Sam Darnold, looking like last year wasn't a flash in the pan. It's looking like that is who Sam Darnold is. They're going to go for 1 here and kick the extra point with Boswell, which he drills. And that makes it a 15-point game, 25-10, 2 minutes and 57 seconds. Rodgers eating something on the sideline. Wonder if he's popping some Eddies. All right, 25-10 now. Probably would expect an onside kick coming here. I bet it's a lot. I bet it's a lot. Yeah, the Jets, man, they are trash. Oh. Are we still live, guys? Or did my connection drop? I think we're still live. Hopefully not. Hopefully that wasn't anything serious with Miners. We'll find out. Will Lutz was sick last week, so maybe there's just something going around in the locker room. Okay, still live. We're good. Cool. Again, guys, we're just winding down the last few minutes here of this game. Onside kick is probably coming. Yes, it is. They are lined up for it. Remember, now you have to declare that you're kicking an onside. I wonder if you can declare you're kicking an onside and then fake an onside kick. I wonder if you can do that. That's a really good question. Or I wonder if you declare you have to kick onside. That is a really good question. They do kick onside here, and it is recovered by the Chargers. I would love to see them do away with the onside kick altogether and do the 4th down and 15 thing. I really would. The Jets that make personnel choices by Madden rating. Hey, man. That's how you lose games. Jets beat the Browns at least. I mean, that's not a high standard to hold yourself to. 3 good games next week. KC, Denver, Rams, Seattle, Lions, Eagles. Just got on. Was really hoping Pittsburgh would pull this off. Yeah, we all were, man. So now Denver just has a 1-game lead in the West, and if the Chargers win and Denver loses, they lose that lead, which sucks. Please, no more Bidet as a pass catcher. He be dropping the ball. They might have to make a change there at some point. Oh, Keenan Allen just made some sort of history. All-time Chargers receptions record, and he does it on a pop pass. Yep, Keenan Allen. He's been doing it a long time, man. One of the 2 final connections to San Diego on that roster. He and Denzel Perryman. Indeed, man. Hats off to him. Yeah, he passed Gates. That's pretty crazy, actually, but Keenan's been doing it for a long time, and even that year away from Los Angeles, he was still able to get that record. Now we have hit the 2-minute warning, and please tell me we're not going to a commercial. Oh, thank God. I don't think we are. Thank God. I can appreciate when they don't go to a commercial on a 2-minute warning when the game's already over. I really will appreciate that. If you have to have help from teams you don't deserve it, I agree. That is fair, but it is always nice to have insurance. Do you think the Browns will be forced to play Sanders before the season ends? I mean, in terms of forced by ownership, no, but forced in the sense that Dylan Gabriel just isn't going to cut it anymore? Probably. I think we will see Sanders before the year is over. Hopefully we see a touchdown from Mercedes Lewis. Yeah, that'd be nice. I'd love to see Mercedes in the end zone. Reward him for all the hard work. 2nd down and 3. We're at the 2-minute warning, just waiting for play to resume. Last few minutes here of the stream. Again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Really, really appreciate each and every single one of you. Fisk goes in motion. 1 more first down should put this one to bed. It's Vidal, and he's tackled in the backfield by Benton. That'll bring up a 3rd down. Yes, that game is going to have big implications for the NFC, for sure. Really excited to watch that game, too, from the frozen tundra. I looked up the weather. I think it's going to be below freezing over there at Green Bay, so that's going to be really cool. Always love cold weather games. 3rd down and 5. Keenan Allen goes in motion here. Probably going to hand this off to Vidal. They sure do. He's looking for a crease. He finds it. It's a 1st down, and that is ball game. All right, Broncos country. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Unfortunately, we did not get the result that we were looking for as the Chargers defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Denver Broncos now have just a 1-game lead in the AFC West, making next week's game against the Kansas City Chiefs extraordinarily important. All right, guys, before we get out of here, please be sure to leave a like on this stream as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support. Additionally, if you guys want to go above and beyond in supporting the channel, please consider becoming a channel member today. I would really appreciate that as well. Not mandatory, but if you want some extra perks and incentives in exchange for helping me out and helping this channel grow, the link is in the description below. All right, guys, and until next time, I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.